Hi, everyone. Let me know if you can't hear me. Welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm Catherine, and nice to see everybody. Sorry I wasn't here last Saturday. Went to see my grandkids. I'm looking at the chat. Hello, Leighton and Julianne and Rita. Everyone, hello. Nice to see you guys all here. Thank you for being here. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. You know how that goes. Had to put Percy away. He's a little troublemaker, my pug. So good morning, and thank you, Ruby. And I see my mods are here. I have a guest right now that I'm going to bring on. I don't know how many of you guys, you should be familiar with the Joshua Bohannon case out of Cookeville, Tennessee. Joshua went missing last summer, and thank you. And his story is, in my opinion, his story is extremely heartbreaking. I feel like there's not been a lot of help or people even interested in finding him the way that they do for so many other cases. So we're going to bring on, it's his Aunt Vicky, right? Let me bring her on right now, and please say hello, and let's watch for any trolls or anything like that in the chat, because you never know when you have a guest, they sometimes show up. All right, let me add Vicky in. Hi, Vicky. Welcome to Left Undone.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Hanging
Just
in there?
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my sister Paula too.
Hi, Paula.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I know we talked a while back about Joshua's case, Vicky, off and on through the Facebook group, and when he first went missing. And then I know you've gone on a couple of video podcasts and stuff as well. But I think, for people that don't know the story, if you wouldn't mind just sort of giving us the background of who Joshua is. And, we don't know, but it's a very scary situation because of his health condition. Who Josh is and what kind of led up to his disappearance and the day up. So go ahead. You got the floor.
Josh was a type 1 diabetic, and he also had osteomyelitis of the spine. He had things wrong with his feet for like neuropathy because of his diabetes being so bad. He was a type 1 juvenile diabetic, which was he had to take 2 different insulins because his pancreas didn't work at all. So he wasn't just a normal diabetic that you could just take medicine and go on throughout your day. It was a daily struggle for him. It caused a lot of depression, and he hurt a lot because of it with his feet, because they always burned. And then his spine, it attacked his spine. His diabetes did, and he got osteomyelitis of the spine. He had spent like 10 weeks in Vanderbilt, which is a hospital here in Tennessee. And he was supposed to have surgery on his spine, which he never did get to that point. But Josh went missing on June 3rd, and he had spent the night with a friend, him and his wife did, here in Cookeville. And at 3:50 that morning, he left their house because they were supposed to found Jessica stealing something at their house. He left there, and the next known location was at 513 that morning at A&J Market, which is down towards Burgess Falls. It's on Burgess Falls Road. From there, at 9 o'clock, he was seen on camera at a local gas station here in Cookeville. And then after 9 o'clock, we have no further sightings of Josh or anybody that has seen Josh except for Jessica. She told us that they went to a parking ride and that they slept there. And then from the parking ride, she said Josh woke up and wanted to go to the Burgess Falls area, or to the Burgess Falls, to the park. So on the way down there, there is a house that belongs to the park. I don't think they knew that the house belonged to the park. And she said that they stopped at this house, and she told us that they was going to break into this house. Uh, the park ranger came up on her, and she told them that she was there to see if it was for rent. At that point, she told us that Josh was in the basement of the house. She told the law enforcement that Josh ran out the back door of the house into the woods. Uh, that happened between 11 and 12 that day. She said she left there, went over the bridge, which took her into White County, and that she went to a house and asked them where a gas station was, and they pointed her back to A&J Market. She went there, got gas, was supposed to ride up and down the roads looking for Josh, and she stated that she went back 3 or 4 different times to look for Josh and was hollering a different name. Uh, she also said that she hollered the different name was because Josh was wanted for a violation charge, a VOP. And
But the cops didn't want him.
But the cops didn't want him because Josh was in the hospital at Cookeville a couple of weeks before that, and Jessica went to jail. This was in May. Jessica went to jail, and Josh. They called an ambulance for Josh because his blood sugar was low. Well, he spent all night there in the hospital, and I thought he was under arrest and they was going to take him to jail. He called me the next morning, told me to come get him. Me and Jason, Josh's brother, went and picked him up. So the cops didn't want him then because it cost us the county too much money to take care of Josh. So to me, he wasn't running from the law because the law didn't want him. So from that point, Jessica was seen on camera at a house on Dunn Road. She continued to break into homes, and then at 4, a little after 4, she was seen on camera at a what's the name of that? It's at Baxter Exit. It's a gas station.
Raceway.
She went there and got gas and a drink, and then she proceeded to come to my sister's house, Josh's mother's house, and tell us that Josh was missing. She tried to bring the stolen items in my sister's house. My sister told her no, and she had an altercation with my sister, started hitting my sister over the head. My sister Paula went and knocked the feet out from under Jessica so she could
stop the arguments and fights between them,
and where she would quit hitting Alicia, Josh's mom. She ran and jumped over a fence behind the apartment building, and nobody seen her until the very next day. Me and Paula both went and looked for her for several hours, and could not find her.
She told us she had stayed on this lady's back porch and in that lady's yard, and I know that to be a lie, and the cops said they could never confirm it. And I said, I know it's not true because we looked there, and that person had animals, and those animals would have made noises and all the things there. There was dogs and everything at that property, so we know she's lying.
She went missing for approximately 10 hours, and the next day the cops pulled her over at a Burger King, and she was wanted for a charge in White County where she didn't appear in court. And from there she went to jail and stayed 20 something days. Then from that point, when she got out of jail,
we picked her
up. She come and stayed at my house for about a week. And that's when I made her get on my phone and sign in to Facebook, because she didn't have a phone, to make a post about Josh, because I knew that they had friends that we didn't have, maybe hadn't seen the missing post of Josh, So she made that, and she left her Facebook open and Messenger open on my phone. Well, she stayed upstairs, and I had a tablet up there, and she got on the tablet on Facebook and Messenger, and that's when she started talking to Nathan. And they had lengthy conversations. There's some that I didn't snap because she was erasing them as fast as she was putting them on there. But I did get a lot of stuff to prove that she was talking to Nathan, and it was more than just a friendship. So we have, from there, we haven't heard from Josh at all. We searched for a month down there, 2 weeks solid. When Jessica did get out, I asked her, I went up and told her, I said, let's go look for Josh. So we went down to the falls. The park ranger even talked to Jessica. She had no emotions. She knew Josh was not going to be found, because she didn't want to look.
She didn't want to get out in the pasture. She didn't want to go do nothing. We bought her boots. We bought her everything she needed to do to go look, because I mean, this place is very bad. I mean, like high, we had to buy boots and stuff.
Yeah.
And we knew then Jessica, she knew Vicky tried to get her to go out. She said, let's go over here on Massa Road right here across the street, and let's look over here in this field. We haven't looked in this field. Jessica wouldn't get out of the car. She knew then, Vicky knew then something was not right. I mean, who don't want to post about your husband missing? Who doesn't want to make a missing report? We had to make the missing report. She didn't even make it, and she was in jail, at the jail, and she could have made the missing report, but she never did. We had to do that.
And and her family
never came.
They never came.
Never?
They never helped
Her
us.
sister was very,
I begged her sister.
Her sister was very, like, she reported my video on your Facebook, my Find Josh video.
Yeah.
So, and she came over on my channel and made some not so nice comments, and they didn't want anybody looking for him, which read it right away. I was like, this is not normal. This is very off.
It was, she feels like it's all about her. Well, it's not about her. It's about finding Josh. And I know that she's put that where there's people following her around, videoing her and all that. It's not us. We're not following her around. We're not videoing her. We're not that kind of people. We don't want to. She wouldn't. My sister Paula offered her to.
I've got the video. I've taped every one of our conversations, and I have them. And I begged her
to bring Josh's clothes down here so the scent dog could track him. She even offered to pay her. We don't even have a sock that belongs to Josh because they've got rid of all of his stuff.
She had a yard sale the following weekend and got rid of his clothing.
On June 11th.
Her neighbors told us this.
She had a yard sale with her dad's girlfriend over at her dad's place. It was on June the 11th. And we don't even have nothing of Josh's, not even a sock. I mean, we don't have a shirt.
I asked her. Well, I asked her the last. Yeah. I asked her.
Sorry.
It's okay.
No, I was just saying, law enforcement, don't they find all this very suspicious on her side part?
Well, I think they do now. At first, they really believed Jessica. They kept on saying Jessica was telling them that Josh was running from the law. Josh has never, even if he was running from the law, he would never not call his mom or his brother or Vicky every day. We have a cash app set up for Josh, like when he needed medicine or he needed somewhere and he wasn't with us. We made sure we had a place where we could give him money to get that, whatever he needed. And we know that Joshua would never do this to us. Like, I can show you messages on my messenger where we messaged every day because they would send me videos of Josh's feet, which I've got Jessica sending me videos of Josh's feet turning purple. And I was like, Jessica, we have to take him to Vanderbilt. Me and Vicky both would pay for their car to be fixed. I mean, there's multiple things. We know that she is lying and there's no sense in it. Her own family, her own father says, you need to go talk to Jessica. She knows the truth. I'm not going down for none of them. They're going to tell the truth. And I don't know who he's talking about them, this come from the cops' own mouth. He even said, yes, he told me the same thing. So,
Okay.
like, come on, let's wake up here. He's not running from y'all. Y'all had him on May 24th. You did not want him because you can't afford his medicine.
Right.
I mean, that's basically what it is. The county cannot afford his medicine to be in jail. They can't do it.
It's just the liability of the whole thing too. He's a brittle diabetic. I'm a registered nurse. I mean,
Right.
that means they have to have staff there that can check his glucose, make sure everything's fine, because they're not going to get, if something happened to him under their watch, then they're liable. So
And
they
I'm
would
not
rather
saying,
just say,
I'm not saying that the sheriff's office has not took care of Josh when he was there, because they did. They
okay,
did take care of Joshua. But this is what I'm saying is he was too big of a liability. They will tell you too. They know better than that, but they just don't have the manpower, I think, to do what they need to do. And they did try to come and help, and I had to say that, that the Sparta Police Department, he came into Cookeville with us, the sheriff did, to look for Josh when we got a call to go out to another location to look for Josh, which it was a false alarm, but at least he did come. And we dialed 911 at the scene where Joshua was supposed to have been last seen. We never got a response from 911. I mean, like, come on. He's a human being. Regardless, let's knock all this out of the way. He is still our nephew. We're not going to give up.
They did come. There was a detective that came there because from the 911 call, and he said, what do you want us to do? How are we supposed to search for somebody that don't want to be found? And he used a couple choice of other words. But then he come back a couple hours later and wanted us to apologize. I'm sorry, I'm not apologizing to you.
oh.
Well, I mean, we are not saying that they didn't do some things. They did do some things, but they didn't do it like everybody else. I mean, they searched for a dog more than they have searched for Joshua.
Yeah, I mean, look at how the Gabby Petito case went down. The
Exactly.
whole.
And I'm glad that family got closure. I really am. But come on, can we get some of that help, please?
It just shows like social media can be very helpful, and police cooperation and encouraging media and doing news conferences and getting the word out really, really helps. And I don't think, have they done any type of news conference or anything there in your area?
No, the only news
Channel
thing
2's.
they have done, like some things in the paper, but the only thing that has been done news-wise is us getting on the news. Channel 2 and Fox 17 did an article about it, and the Knoxville News did an article about it. But as far as the sheriff's department getting on there, no. One thing that really bothered me was that Josh wasn't put out as a silver alert because of his medical conditions. I've seen other ones on the TBI that had, just past week, there was a 19-year-old put on the TBI list because she had a medical condition, and they didn't do that for Josh, which the first 48 to 72 hours is crucial to Josh. I mean, very crucial. I mean, actually the first 48, because he didn't have his medicine with him. Everything that he owned was in Danielle's car.
That vehicle.
It was in Danielle's car. She actually got the vehicle back the very next day. They didn't seize the vehicle to see if there was any foul play. they didn't like there wasn't like a where they went and took everything and made inventory,
anything.
fingerprints. They haven't even fingerprinted the house down there. I mean,
Where Josh was last seen.
was supposed to have been last seen. I mean, if someone is stating that someone's missing, and that was supposed to be the last place they were, wouldn't you want to do fingerprints to prove if they were even there?
Yeah, or DNA swabs. I mean, a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Jessica stated everything that in that house. She could remember everything in that house except where Josh was at. She told us that he jumped out the door. I don't believe that. Josh couldn't run that far. That his spine was so. I mean, he was on a walker a week and a half before that. I mean, like for him to be running, that is ridiculous.
I found a book that she wrote in, and in the book, she's told the law enforcement he ran out the back door. In this book,
You have it, don't you?
yeah, it's right over there. In this book, it's in that black bag. She puts that he was in the basement, at the basement. And then on June 3rd,
Trying to recall everything she said to the cops where she wouldn't.
on June 3rd, she writes down all these names in this book, and she puts the last two ones that she puts on there that she was supposed to sing that day. I don't know if I can.
She did this where she wouldn't get tracked up. You see what I'm saying? But we accidentally got this book because she had left her clothing, some of her clothing, at my brother's where she was staying.
I don't know if you can see.
Oh.
So
you see that?
So yeah, she's trying to keep her story straight, huh?
Yeah, that's her handwriting. We can prove that. Like, I mean,
She put Josh was in the basement.
See, why would you do that?
And then on this other,
the people that she talked to that day, she got tripped up. Like she didn't want to get tripped up. You see what I'm saying? So she put down everybody she spoke to, everybody, and then she at 2:00 that day when when after Joshua went missing, she was breaking into one of my neighbors' homes on the next road over, and the neighbor's landlord came over there and found her there because they had a ring camera and she was on it. And you know what she told them? That Joshua was power washing, and she was out looking for power washing jobs. Now, come on. They charged her with breaking and entering in the house. That's why she's in jail right now, waiting to go to trial.
Okay.
So they did do some things.
This is what she wrote on there. These are the names that she wrote for that day.
Oh wow.
Look at the bottom. Well, let me see if I can get it on there.
Blank.
Yeah.
So
So she didn't want to put those two people's names. You get that?
It was her own to remember, right?
Well, her father has also admitted to giving them 20 Xanaxes.
He didn't give it to them.
Or sold it to them.
$11 a piece.
20 Xanaxes. Okay. And she says that they were so messed up in that store, which my brother went and watched the video, and he said Joshua was fine. He was just putting things up there to get his sugar up because his sugar was low. He could tell because Joshua was wanting food and candy at the store. And Jessica said she was so messed up. How'd she call that? We were like animals in the store, she said. And I'm like, you can recall what the ranger said to you. You can recall all the other things, but anything to do with Josh, you can't recall. Now, come on.
Shady. Yeah, that's terrible. And, even maybe, I mean, if it was an accident, whatever, she needs to talk. Like, she just needs to talk.
That's what I tried to tell her. I said, Jessica, if Josh took too much insulin or not enough insulin and something has happened to him,
or if he OD'd,
please just tell us where we can find him, where we can have closure. We'll help you through this. We want you to be okay. We know that, I know in my heart we couldn't see that because we never have seen Jessica, because they were like peanut butter and jelly. They never left each other's side. But
Really?
now we came to find out that she's had a relationship with this Nathan guy since December of last year, because he's the one that got her out of jail when Joshua was sick at home, couldn't do nothing for himself. She went to jail once again, and he was the one that got her out, paid $1,500 to get her out. So that tells
Nathan?
me something. Yes.
She was missing for 3 days. Nobody couldn't find her, and
She never called us or anything to
she
pick her
never
up.
called us or contacted us or whatever. And that's when she was with Nathan,
That was a
because
red flag.
I had a conversation with Nathan and asked him about it here not too long ago. And he said, yeah, that they had a one night stand. That's what he called it. First, he told me no, and then he said they did.
Which we know that because she was
Which
logged
we
in.
already knew all of that stuff too. But I just confirmed it with him because I asked him if Jessica brought Josh's clothes to his house because I was wanting them. So,
We don't
and
have anything.
he said he didn't have them, and that she didn't have anything there but a broken cell phone, a purse, and her clothes. Which I take
Well,
it that's where she got arrested at, was at Nathan's house.
oh, it was.
Yes, she got, I think, because it had to be where she got arrested at, because that's where she was. That's where she was living at.
This is Nathan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she went to his house on July 31st. That's when she started living with him.
I took her
And yeah,
back to her sister because she wouldn't shut up about it. She had COVID, and after the 10 days that she had COVID, she was begging me to take her to Crossville or to Monterey to meet her sister to pick her up. And I kept on saying, why do you want to go back there? That is a bad place for you to be. Like every time you go there, you get in trouble. So why do you want to go back there? She said, I just need to put the 2 or 3 days before together, is what she said. I need to put this together before I can figure out where Josh is at. So literally, we would never think Jessica would do something like this, but we've had to open our eyes to other things now since we've seen this with Nathan. I mean, like, okay, what was she doing? What was their plans? She goes back, and I go back now on Nathan's Facebook page, and you can see where she's liked the photos and put wow on them. I mean, like,
Yeah,
the
it's
day
on the group.
it's on the days after. It's
before.
sad.
Right. So close. Yeah. You'd think you'd be sitting there. I mean, normal people would be freaking out that they can't find their husband,
Yeah,
Right, but
And
Jessica
they have
wasn't.
children. They have children together, right?
yes,
Mhm.
they have a little boy and a little girl.
Oh. How are the kids doing? The little ones?
Okay.
Do they know anything?
They're, I'll just be honest with you. Jalen and Aubrey is in state's custody. They was before Josh went missing.
Okay.
They were in state's custody, and they're there. They're still in state's custody. They're with a good family. That's the
Okay.
reason I don't talk about them in the group. Uh,
No, that
if
makes sense.
that's, I mean, they don't need to be really involved in this.
No.
Josh loved his kids more than anything because he was told when he was a child, because of his diabetes, he would never be able to have kids. So he was very excited when Jalen was born. Um,
Mhm.
and Aubrey loved Josh more than she was more crazy about Josh than she was Jessica.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
really?
didn't. Yeah,
Yes, she was. She was a daddy's girl. She really was.
July the 24th is when she went back to her sister's house. And
She went to jail after that too. A couple days after she went back to her sister's house, she went to jail
on
for being
July
into Walmart that she wasn't supposed to be at because she got caught stealing there.
July 26th, she went to jail in Crossville for criminal impersonation. She tried to say she was somebody else. Her sister and her sister's boyfriend was in Walmart, and they were trying to use Joshua's food stamp card, and we stopped it. We'd already reported it stolen. So
No, I reported him missing,
yeah,
and they cut it off.
yeah.
And
So
her sister's boyfriend, which I have the messages, wanted to buy $1,000 worth. And Jessica told him no, that she'd sell him 500. And so they got caught. I guess their card didn't work at Walmart or something. I don't know.
And then her sister called Jessica out on the intercom and tried to find her because she'd already gave Jessica the money. That's how it went down. It was sad. Like, that's how she got caught. I texted her the following day and I said, "Did you go to jail?" And she said, "No, last night for going grocery shopping with Danielle at Walmart up here. I went in and got some milk, bread, and chocolate candy, but they OR'd me out. I swear I cannot catch a break for nothing. I was in there 5 minutes." So it was just like, and I said, this right here is why I didn't want her to go back, because I know her sister is just as corrupted as she is now, like
It
I was
sounds
trying to
like
get her
it.
in trouble.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm trying to get the Leighton's asking for the link to your Facebook group. So I was going to put that in the chat here. Except for I don't have myself on mute. I'm going to put it in for my phone because I'm.
There's
And
actually,
also the GoFundMe. You have a GoFundMe, right?
yes, ma'am.
I would love to share the GoFundMe because I know initially, Vicki, there was some people that were like trolls. I'll tell you, they're trolls. They always try to bring you down. They always try to make people feel guilty for doing things. And you guys had put up the GoFundMe and then you took it down because people were giving you a hard time that,
Right.
that you're looking for money when clearly you were looking for help to find resources to search, right? That was the whole
Help
point.
find Josh.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
we don't want no money for ourselves or anything. Anything that we got is for Josh only. And that's
We had one vigil and we had to buy, all kinds of stuff to do that with. And then we've made posters and just numerous things we've had to do. You have to do that yourself. And those posters get took down. We have to re-put them back up. I mean, it's crazy. We put them up in Crosswood, our sisters around where they were living because, maybe somebody's seen something. Maybe somebody would come up and say, "Hey, I did see him here," or whatever, because we asked Danielle, when was the last time she seen him? Well, I've got on Messenger where she told me she had seen him that morning. Well, then she recanted and said, "No, I didn't see him." So who knows where Jessica took Josh?
right. And if she had help or whatever,
Well, she came
But
out of
yeah,
jail
I
and she
mean,
had 3 shirts on. She asked Vicky, she said, "How did I get these clothes? These are Danielle's clothes." So the whole time she was with us, she was blaming it on Danielle and her daddy. Really, honestly, to tell you the truth. And then when she got there, she wouldn't answer our phone calls. And I said, on August the 1st, I said, "Jessica, please call me and let me know you're okay. If not, I'm going to have to put a missing report out on you because I can't get anybody to tell me where you're at." I mean, we were worried about her at that time. We didn't know all this was going on. Then we found, and then it popped up with a picture of her and her boyfriend. Then we knew where she was at. So
she's a piece of work.
Yeah,
she had us bluffed.
What?
She had us bluffed.
Sounds like it. But then as people started digging and you started putting the story together, you're like, wait, none of this is adding up. This is not adding up. No. And you have a boyfriend now. And, you're dumb enough to leave your messages popping up on Facebook and stuff when you're in that.
Well, she was on there trying to sell stuff too, like still selling stuff. So.
She said that somebody hacked in her account. Nobody hacked in her account. Her password's still the same password that it was when she opened it up. It's the same one. There's nobody hacked into her account. Period. She's lying, and she knows she's lying.
I mean, she looks guilty.
The day that she came to my sister's house to tell her that Joshua was missing, the first words come out of her mouth is Jason and Alicia is going to hate me forever. Why would you say
really?
That was her first words. She said, "They're going to hate me forever," talking to me. And I said, "Jessica, please get in the truck with me and take me where you dropped off Joshua. I can find him. Please just get in the truck with me." I was begging her and she wouldn't. and she went to her car, and I was trying to videotape her because she was so messed up. I've never seen her like that before, ever, never. And
Oh.
I said, Jessica, you're not driving that vehicle because you're not capable of telling me where Josh's is because you're not driving the vehicle. If you drive out of the parking lot, I'm calling the law. So I was trying to videotape her, but my phone had so much on it, it wouldn't do it. So I took a picture of her. That's how I had that picture. And that picture shows that she was wearing Josh's slides, his
Oh,
Nike
that was
slides that were size 11. And she wears a size 5.5. So I called the cops and asked them if that was on the scene where she got gas. I called the ranger. I said, did she have those slides on when she was down there? No, she didn't. So she put those slides on for a reason. She took her shoes off for a reason. So now I'm figuring all this out. I didn't put that together till I looked at the picture. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Later, after it all comes down to it, and I'm thinking, if you looked inside the truck, you could see Josh was not inside that truck. She had so much stuff inside the truck. My sister Alicia, heard his mother, thought he was hiding behind all that stuff, so she opened up the back door and she's like, Josh, get out of there. She thought they were playing with her, and Jessica goes, he's not in there. And I could see that he wasn't in there. I was like, Alicia, look inside that truck. Where was he sitting at, Jessica? Tell me
There's
where
no
he was
room.
sitting at. And she couldn't. She said nothing. So she was stuffing a bunch of stuff down in. She had a hoodie on. She stuffed a bunch of stuff down in her bra. I guess that's what she was doing. And then she took off and ran and jumped over the fence and stayed gone for 10 hours. That's the crazy part. And I don't know what she did within them 10 hours. If she called somebody to come and get her, to go back to make sure she done whatever she needed to do and get it done. You know what I'm saying? With Josh to make sure it's over with or whatever. And then she came back the next morning. We were already gone looking for Josh. And it was very early because I'd already left, took my sister with me, and we were gone down to the Burgess Falls State Park. And a neighbor seen her get in the car, and they said that she had stuff all over her. There was mud and blood and all kinds of stuff all over her. So they called the law on her. And that's when Brandon Bean stopped her at the Burger King and arrested her.
Oh my gosh.
She had red mud all over when I picked her up at the sheriff's department. I don't know why they didn't keep her clothes.
That's what we don't understand.
Red mud.
Yeah.
Is there an area where that's red mud is like, you know,
We
like if you
couldn't.
go to the island of Kauai, they have red, it's red dirt, you know, is there an area out there that has a lot of red mud?
Tennessee is known for
Red clay.
red clay mud.
Yeah,
I mean,
So
it's everywhere.
okay.
so it's everywhere.
It's not like it's just a certain little part of
No,
Tennessee. You
no,
got red mud.
Tennessee has a lot of red clay mud.
And of course, her family didn't even pick her up at jail. We picked her up, or Vicky did, and she had 3 shirts on, and she said, "These are Danielle's clothes. How did I get Danielle's clothes?"
And the day before, she had a dress on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
She had a dress.
So she's sort of playing dumb, playing I can't remember, playing this, but then we can remember so many other things.
She can remember everything the ranger said to her, and she can remember all kind that she went to that lady's house and got directions for gas, and she can remember every flower that she told my niece all these flowers that was in that house because she went to my niece's house after she got out. Her and Vicky did, and she kept on interplating herself as past tense. Josh was in past tense. My niece was telling me this the other day. She's like, ask Vicky if she didn't do it. She said she stopped and thought about it and then recanted herself. So now we go back to think about what she says, you know, because we didn't think nothing of it. It's just awful.
She like at the jail or whatever, she's still in jail, but we're not allowed to talk to her or visit her or anything like that. Nathan even asked me when I talked to him here a couple weeks ago, he said, are y'all gonna beat her up when she gets out? I said, no, we're not that kind of people. We're not gonna beat her up. I said, but I will promise you this. I said, if I find out that Jessica had anything to do with Josh's disappearance, I will, to my last breath, I will make sure she's behind bars for it. And I will.
You know, why would he ask that? Because we have never put our hands on her, ever. She put her hands on my sister, but my sister has never hit her until she hit my sister. I mean,
See,
my
they,
sister, yeah, like we've never done that.
And Alicia's sick.
Very sick.
She's not able to be
Is
fighting
she?
somebody.
Well, that time that she hit my sister on the head, she had a blood clot in her lung.
They had just got back from the doctor that
Yeah,
day.
we just left from the doctor's office, and they wanted to put her in the hospital.
Well, yeah,
And
for an pulmonary embolism.
actually,
Yeah.
so we were coming home to get clothing to take her back to the hospital. And when we did that, Alicia wouldn't go back. And I was like, you got to go to the hospital. We got to go. She's like, I can't. My kid's missing. Like, we really knew then Jessica was, wasn't playing, that he was really missing. So we went down there and I talked to the ranger, and he said he seen Jessica only. He never laid eyes on Josh, never heard Josh in the back of the nothing. So it was just.
He said he's never ever physically laid eyes on Josh.
And she told Vicky that she parked in the upper lot of the.
No, she told me she parked at the basement.
Yeah,
she didn't park at the basement. She
parked at the other house.
There's like a little shed and shack that used to be a house up by it. She parked up there. So, but my thing is Jessica
can remember
said that she didn't. She said that hadn't ever been down that area. Well, she was down there at 5:13 that morning for some reason. I don't know what they were doing down there on that end of town, but she drove down through there more than once because she's the one that would drive. Josh wouldn't. She'd drive. And they were down there and came back to town for something and went back down there. So there's some reason that she was down there, or they were down there.
Yeah.
Even if Josh was with her, or there's some reason she was down there, because she can't tell me, and she couldn't even tell me how she got down there, which road she took or whatever. But she can't tell me that she don't know, because she was down there twice within a 5-hour span. She was down there at 5 o'clock that morning, and she was down there at 11.
Okay. See, I don't know. I'm not a police officer or a detective, but I see so many red flags in this story. So many. Did you contact the MJA investigations that I told you about, Vicki?
No, not yet.
Contact them. Mark is a very, very nice man. My friend was committed suicide, but that's another whole story. She was in a domestic violence relationship and she was leaving and she wound up shot in the head, but she's left-handed and she was shot in the right side. So I contacted them because they were just like, oh yeah, suicide, whatever, no note. And so I contacted them. I heard them on another podcast and I contacted them about my friend Pam. And I've been sort of working with them. They're not super fast because they're all volunteer. It's all pro bono. But if you look at their website, they work on a lot of missing persons. And they go out and they Mark was telling me they've searched woods and they're from somewhere back east, but I think he's like the founder of the group. And it's MJA Investigations, and you can find their website. Let me see if I can find it.
I've got their website. I actually looked at it that night and sent it to me.
This is the problem we're having when we have someone to search. Like I had Monterey Lions Club, which Ken Hall, that's all he's ever done his whole life. He's been a police officer, and the Rangers would not let him search. He said, I was inside the house before. He said, I really should have asked permission first, but I didn't. I went in, and he said, when I was coming out of the house, he said, I really thought I was going to jail. He said, and I've been a police officer my whole life. And I don't know if the ranger just thought he wasn't professionalized or whatever, because he was in, civilian clothing. He wasn't in his normal clothing, but him and his wife, and he had several other guys there, but that's all they do. That's all they do.
It's search and rescue.
It's search and rescue. When the tornado came through here, he was down here doing all that. I mean, he does all kinds of things at B-Rock. B-Rock is like a place that's got bunches of mountains and everything. They're trained for that. But they would not let him.
They won't let him.
No, they would not.
The other thing, have you requested all the interview, like the FIOA requests for all like the paperwork, all the interviews, all the stuff, if there was any police body cams talking to Jessica, any of that? Have you been able to request any of that from the sheriff?
No, I went to the sheriff's department and requested for Josh's missing case, where we had filed the missing case report. And that was almost 4 weeks ago, and I've never received it. We filed with 2 different counties. I got the one from White County, but I've never received the one from Putnam County. Actually, me and several people from the group and Jason and Alicia are banned from entering the lobby of the jail.
Wow.
So we don't know even if we got any kind of lead or whatever, we would have to email it to them because we're not allowed to enter the lobby of the jail.
That just seems so wrong.
And actually, I've not been there but 3 times since Josh has been missing at the jail. I went once to file the case or file the report, once to drop Jessica off for the detective to question her, and the 3rd time was to ask for the report, the missing persons report. That's the only time I've been at the jail. I don't know why they would ban us. I haven't been up there aggravating them or whatever.
Right. It's not like we've banned you before, right?
But then again, we didn't get a book, how to act or how to respond to a person from a missing persons, what we were supposed to do. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. So,
Yeah.
The only reason they're involved, Putnam County is because of the house where Jessica said Josh was missing. That's the only place that was in Putnam County.
the Burgess Falls is on the Sparta side. The house that connects to Burgess Falls is on Putnam County side. If you go, there's like a bridge when you pass the house. There's a bridge. When you go over that bridge, you're in Sparta. If you come back over that bridge to the house, you're in Putnam County.
So I'm just wondering if Putnam County thinks they shouldn't be involved because they don't believe Jessica left Josh there. I mean, like, I don't know if that's what they're doing, but it's we just don't know.
I think this is what I think. I think they should go in and do fingerprinting of the house. I know that they can send some of the stuff that was sitting at the back door to the TBI crime lab because they have a more intensive way of finding fingerprints than just a basically dusting fingerprint thing. To even prove if Josh was there or not. And if he was there, then do a more widespread, intense search of that property.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now
and
the
if he
leads are
wasn't
falling.
there, then we know
Jessica's
that
lying.
we're looking in the wrong place and Jessica's lying. I mean, it would take all the what ifs and it would take all of it out. I mean,
I was told the Rangers can do it too. I mean, like,
What
they're
about drones? Have you had anybody out there with a drone?
Just back when all the leaves were on, they haven't done any drones or anything right now, but they, I just hope, like, Muddy Water Search and Rescue has said that they're going to come up and look for Josh. I just hope that the authorities
don't shut them down.
Don't shut them down. I mean,
if you tell them you're out there, they're going to shut you down.
I don't want them to shut us down because I feel like Josh is just as important. Why would they want to shut him down? And why not find him so we can bring him home? Why not? It would make you look better in the spotlight if that's what you're wanting, is to look better in the spotlight, is to let people come in here and help. They have, I mean, these search and recovery groups, I've been watching a lot of them. They have brought a lot of missing people home. I mean, it may be in death or it may be they're alive, but they've brought them home. At least the family can have closure.
That's
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about, is having closure. Nobody
Right.
wants to be mean, or nobody wants to think that you're not doing your job, or wants to put any kind of other,
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to,
Absolutely.
we want to think that you're doing your job to your
Right.
best
And we
abilities.
know he's not the only person out there doing their work. You know, we know that. But
Yeah.
just give us an update. Can you give us an
Yeah.
update? Like, you know, that's what I asked. And when he told me he wasn't going to have any more, I said, well, then I won't ever call you back. And I never did.
So, and then like
Frustrating.
the we offered them to come to the candlelight vigil. I mean, if you're they didn't want to come, or they told
said
us that they was going to, and nobody showed up. Well, if you want the county to think that you're doing your job or your best ability, show up to something, speak,
Right.
give an update. I know there ain't 1,000 missing people here in Putnam County, but there are several missing people here in Putnam County. I mean, not only Josh deserves
Right.
look for it. There's just like the Caitlin Ledbetter. She's the next county over.
that little girl ain't got nobody.
And it's in the same jurisdiction. It's 13th. It's the same
District.
area, the same district of everything that's going on here. And we did have, I have to say this, there was a missing couple. They went missing in 2018. The Wilsons, they did find their bodies, and they did arrest 2 people for it. It was on the news yesterday. That was here in Putnam County. And they
Okay.
found the bodies in Overton County, which is where Caitlin's missing.
Really?
Yes, they did find 2 people, which I'm proud that family gets to have closure. They don't have
Yes.
that feeling of wonder where they're at, or if they're cold, or if an animal ate them, or
My
any of
sister
that.
is not doing well. My sister Alicia, his mother is not doing well. She is just gave up. She's
Oh
cried.
no.
She's very, very sick. I took her to the doctor. She's very, very depressed, and he said that she was going to have to mourn in her own way, and that she has to go to counseling. I mean, she's going to have to. She's not doing well. I mean, like, it's really bad.
And without the law enforcement support, I think I would be even more depressed. You know, like
She is
somebody
depressed over
just
that.
help me. You know what I mean? The fact when you have a village, a law enforcement, everybody on your side makes a difference. And I feel like you guys have just sort of been like, you know, if he shows up, he shows up. If we find him, we find him. That's just kind of the sense I get over this. It's terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't want us to have Josh's page. They wanted it
Shut off.
shut off.
Law
They
enforcement?
don't. Yeah.
They said it was
They don't want to
interfering
do.
with their
They don't want to
investigation.
do us. They don't want us to do podcast. I'm sorry.
Why? I
Because
mean, it'll give you a reason.
they said it's interfering into the investigation. Okay, if it's
What investigation? Can you tell me?
we heard nothing
I mean,
about
look at Gabby Petito's family. They didn't care. They were out there. They were on that first. They were kind of like, we're not going to get no comment. And then they all of a sudden they just got that momentum, and they were on every podcast, every news channel, everything. You know, and I don't know if they can. I mean, I guess they can tell you that, but they're not working. They're not really doing anything. You'd think they would be giving you some information if they were pounding the pavement, if they were doing things behind the scenes, because they tell families like, you know, don't talk about this, but we're making progress, or we're doing this, or here's the update. And it sounds
And they
like
did do that for a little while, but that was it.
That was it.
They're-
So at this
they're
point,
tired.
what are you going to do then? You got to do what you're going to do. You got to take it into your own hands as far as that goes and be able to spread the word. Look at, there was just a comment up here a little bit ago from somebody that lives in the area that they never even heard about this. Let's see, where is she?
I've seen that.
Sugar.
She said
Did you
her
see
son-
it? I put it up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She'd
Okay,
never
this
been
one.
there.
This is so heartbreaking. I'm from Middle Tennessee, just 40 minutes from there, and I've not heard this case. My oldest son went to school in Cookville. So,
So June 7th is when the last time they posted anything on Facebook about Joshua's missing. They did make a post of Joshua missing on Facebook on June 7th. June 7th. Yeah.
Putnam County
Putnam
Sheriff.
County Sheriff Office. That's the last
and
time
it's
they.
November.
Mhm. They've
5
never
months ago.
updated it or anything like that.
There's 201 comments on that, and there's like been 4,000 shares on that. So that shows if they just share it, other people will share it.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
So
right. And people that are new here or watching or from the area or whatever, share this interview because it can only help. I mean, I don't see how it could possibly hurt at this point talking about it.
I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I
No.
really wouldn't. I mean, it's, with the holidays coming up, it's hard. It's even harder.
I asked my sister, I said, "Do you want me to get your Christmas tree out?" She said, "I'm not doing Christmas this year. Please don't bring none of that in here." And she just bursted out, started crying. She's just gave up the will to live. I mean, it's hard. It's very hard.
And Jason, Josh's brother, is having a real hard time too. So
Has Duty Ron have you guys reached out to Duty Ron? He's very good about these type of cases too. He's another YouTuber.
I have contacted EquiSearch Midwest, and I have talked to they have contacted me back. We're trying to be in the process of getting something, if they can't come if the law enforcement won't let them.
Well, see, that's the thing with the EquiSearches. They say they need law enforcement's permission to let them come out and search. So that's always a catch-22 right there.
Mm-hmm. So,
And
and none of them will come if the law enforcement won't let them. I don't know why they wouldn't.
A lot of we've all reached out to certain search people, but the cops have to sign off on that. They have to be willing to say what if we're telling the truth or whatever. So they can't come and do anything without their permission. I mean, because it's from another state, another thing,
The Duty Ron, I have there's a lady on our Facebook group. I'll get this out in a minute. She has actually talked to him about Josh, and me and her has been doing the EquiSearch thing. So
okay.
Duty
Ron tends to follow the same cases I follow. For whatever reason, we kind of go down those same cases. So he usually will get a lot of professional. He has a lot of connections because he's a ex-detective, New York City Police Department detective, and he has a lot of connections with FBI people, not body, what are those people that can read body language and stuff like that? He has a lot of guests and stuff that come on his show. I think this would be a really good one for him to sort of get a hold of because he makes a lot of noise.
I watched his show the other night where they had found a guy in Alabama that had been missing for 6 years. Did you watch that one?
I didn't see it.
It was good.
Oh, good. See?
We had a man to reach out to us, and he said he could do the search, and he has dogs, cadaver dogs that search for dead bodies and everything. But as soon as he called, he couldn't get the okay for him to come.
So you got a big brick wall with law enforcement. Sounds like they're not letting
I just
anybody.
don't know if they've got something and they're not telling us, or we just need to know. I mean, we're not going to give up. So I don't know.
I'd actually talked to one of the detectives in Sparta. He's a really nice man. I talked to him the other night, and he says they're working on something. So
Let's just pray.
let's just pray that it is something that's gonna
Be positive to us.
positive to us. He's all for anybody who wants to come and search, but cause it's on a county line, we have to get both counties. And they haven't officially brought in the TBI, but they do have a TBI that's lending them a hand in, but they haven't officially brought it in. I've talked to the DA. I went to the DA's office. I've been to the TBI's office. I've, every day I'm working on Josh's case. When I get up in the morning, I'm doing something. When I go to bed, I'm doing something. Or in the middle of the day, I'm doing something. It can
And
be.
see, my thing with Josh's case isn't like there's no hints anywhere. You know what I mean? Like he drove off, disappeared. We haven't heard from him. Like, and the wife's worried and everybody's worried. There's just so many red flags and with Jessica, and it makes no sense that they're not putting pressure or talking or looking or
if we do get tips, like we would turn it into the police department and they would say, this is third or fourth party. Well, how are you supposed to get tips if it's not third or fourth party? You know what I mean? Like nobody's going to call in and say, hey, I helped somebody kill somebody or get rid of somebody's body.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be from somebody. Yeah. I mean, like, that's what they would tell us, wouldn't they, Vicki? Every time. That's third or fourth party. How can we go from that? I said, well, can you just really try to help us here? If they would just fingerprint the house to locate, to see if Josh was even there, that would be a mind thing off of us. Like we are trying to find out if we're in the right location looking. That's a big area.
Another red flag was when Jessica's family didn't interact to help us look for Josh
at all,
or even bring Josh's clothes. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, are you that inhuman that you wouldn't?
Right.
And then Joshua's stuff, it don't belong to her sister. She was even Jessica told us this that her sister was taking Josh's gabapentin.
Yeah, I've got that on Messenger too.
Oh my gosh.
Josh's gabapentin was for his neuropathy and neuropathy.
And that's why she didn't want to turn it over to the cops because she was taking it.
Right. Yeah, she doesn't need to be taking this gabapentin.
I asked the cops to take it, but they didn't do it.
See, this is as a nurse, that's what worries me. He took gabapentin, he has physical disabilities, he's brittle diabetic, he didn't have an insulin pump, he didn't have insulin with him. He can't, I mean, it's literally impossible for him to survive without medical care.
Yeah.
So
he's not going to survive, and it's not like he had the means to survive. He didn't store up 2 years or 3 years of insulin somewhere.
And you can't really keep it that long either. I mean, you can't. It expires, and a lot of insulin has to be refrigerated.
So her sister told us his medicine went missing on June 10th, and here I was arguing with her to tell her to look through cameras near her apartment complexes because she's living in government housing. So I said, I'm sure they have them. And the whole time I was arguing with her about that because I was thinking, okay, June 10th, June 3rd, that's a week away. And she was taking it instead. I mean, like blows us off like it's nothing. I'm like, that is something. Why would you leave your apartment complex open where he could get in or anybody could get in? I said, that's important. Like maybe somebody brought him there and got his medicine. And the whole time she was lying to me. The whole time.
Right.
Sad.
Oh man. Well, we'll keep following for sure here. And, if people want to share and maybe some of the other YouTubers, I swear once the YouTube community gets a hold of these and a bunch of us start focusing on them, it seems to get momentum to the mainstream media as well. And what about locally? Like, we follow the Daybell case and we've got Nate Eaton and Justin Lum, and they are investigative reporters in their areas. Do you guys have any good investigative reporters in your area that do, on the
No.
on the mainstream
I
news?
know there's one in Crossville, but I haven't been able to get a hold of them. It's Crime Stoppers. But I did reach out to one of them on there, but they never contacted me back. So,
Okay.
because this lady
Yeah.
said that she told them about Josh being missing and that he was actually staying in Crossville. This lady told me, she said they were at the depot, and she said, Paula, I went up to him and said, hey, can you please look at this case? And she said he told her he would, but we haven't heard anything. And she gave him my phone number.
Okay, well, we might want to send some emails and stuff, Definitely, I know my community is really good about keeping the word out and asking other channels to follow cases and stuff. So I'm sure they will in a live chat, and I will for sure. And I'm in the Facebook group, and I look at it as much as I can. And if there's any updates, I'll definitely share it. And I think you really should get a hold of MJ Investigations, even if he doesn't go out. He did request the records, police records and everything for me. And so we were able to get the whole, 911 call and all that stuff. So maybe anything that they have, maybe just having a little more power behind you, people
Right.
that,
Right.
so,
I'll actually get in contact with them the beginning of
and
the week. Well, this
I would,
Thanksgiving's coming
I
up.
forgot to do it, but I'll email Mark as well myself because I've been working
Okay.
with them for my friend. So I will do that
Okay.
too.
All right. I
Do that and
appreciate
send
you
them.
doing everything you're doing.
Thank
You're
you.
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
And you guys are in our prayers for sure. We have a wonderful community, and we'll keep your story alive for sure. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to add before you go?
No, just pray for us. All
For
of
sure.
us.
All right.
right.
All right. You guys take care. All right.
All
I'm
right.
so
Thank
sorry.
you.
Hang in there. All right.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's a hard story because you can't imagine, just terrible. What do have you guys been following this case at all since before, or any other channels? Yes, thank you very much. Let's see. You're gonna rewatch. Thank you so much for rewatching. Yeah, I think the story and the Facebook group, I'm sure they would welcome people that are willing to be helpful. And I've been in that Facebook group from the beginning, and it was really amazing to me when I was hearing the stories. And I did the first video, and you guys, I don't know if I could give you the link to the video I did with the whole initially. Let me see if I can find my original Joshua story. Got to go to my channel real quick here. All right, I just want to give you guys the link to the original when I did this video initially. It's on my playlists. It's on my missing playlist, wherever that is. There we go. No, I don't want to play it. All right, hold on. It's just going to start. This is the first time you heard of that case? I stumbled upon it several months ago when it first was going on, and I just broke my heart because here it is. Let me give you the link. Because, I'm a mom of young sons, adult sons, and my sons one of them has had their struggle with bad decisions and drugs and stuff like that. And it's just, no matter what, it's your kid, and you care, and you're scared, and you love them, and you know. I think he was still down there in my thing, and I don't know if she didn't know how to leave or whatever. I didn't want to feel like she was being held hostage to the live stream. Whoa! Oh, well, hello. My camera just decided to take a. Hold on. My camera just decided to take a tumble. First time hearing it. Yeah, so there's the link if you want to watch the video about Joshua's case. I did that back in August, so it's a couple months ago. And he is, what is Joshua, 20? He's very young. Okay, so yeah, so if you want to spread the word, share the video, share the other video that I did, and let's just keep them, and we will definitely keep in touch with Vicki and follow the case. And then I will write to MJ Investigations, who's the ones that I told you guys about, my friend's case that have been helping. I actually heard from them initially. I heard of them through the Mari case. They were on a regular video podcast, not a video, but a podcast on, podcast on like Apple Podcast, find Mari, and they interviewed them. And so then I was like, hey, and so I looked them up, and they've been very good about helping me with my friend's case. The winter gets hard because they do searches and stuff. My friend isn't a search. They're not going to go search for her. She's not that kind of a case, but she's definitely suicide is the new homicide type case. You never heard of this either? Yeah, so that's what I mean. They're not getting the views. They're not getting the word's not getting out enough. Not enough channels are picking up. Not enough. We just need to spread the word, and we'll keep it alive. And I'll let you guys know if anything new comes up. And anybody that knows anything about the request, shouldn't we be able to do what is it? Gosh, why am I having a brain fart today? The request where you can request anything, like the police records, anything, maybe body cam footage, anything like that. Anyone in that area that can request or go to that police department. It's public. It's supposed to be public information. So they may say, oh, no, it's an open investigation. We can't give you anything. But I would think we could get some of this stuff. Not really positive, though. All right. So I'm going to move on to our lovely friends, the Daybell case, because there's a lot of stuff. Before we go on to that, I wanted to see, did you guys all see that Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted on all counts? Anybody have any big opinions on that? I know that case got super political, but yes, there you go, Bar. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy can't think. I already had this, almost gone. It's my coffee. So other than that, I know Scott Reich was doing a lot on the Kyle Rittenhouse case, following it. And I did not watch the court. I didn't watch it. But I want to go back and watch it now to see, now that I know the outcome, how I just heard that the prosecution really didn't make their case. So we'll see. All right, so I had gone on, let me see here. I took some screenshots so that we could talk about, and get those. So interestingly enough, there is some crap going on with the Brandon Boudreaux case now, finally. Melanie Pulowski's ex-husband, Brandon, was shot at. And we've all suspected it was Alex because of the whole Jeep and the tire, and it was Tylee's Jeep and the gun and the shots and everything. But they did say, Justin Lum did report that Gilbert Police Department submits case 2 days ago to MCAO regarding shooting at Brandon Boudreaux's ex-husband of Lori Vallow's niece, Melanie. Boudreaux was shot at as he arrived home on October 2nd, 2019, and believes Lori Vallow's late brother, Alex Cox, opened fire. Police forwarded charges to MCAO, gosh darn it, for against Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow for attempted first-degree murder. Per report, Alex Cox will be arrested and charged for the same offense if he was still alive. Some of the details are redacted, but Cox is named and driving back to Rexburg, Idaho, in a Jeep Wrangler after Chad and Lori are seen on surveillance storing a Jeep wheel in the storage unit. So the case is now under review. Why not Melani, though? I mean, I don't understand. Okay, so now we know we're charging Lori and we're charging Chad and we would charge Alex, but what's up with Melani P? I honestly think that that's just insane. Here, let me go open Justin Lum's page because he has all this up there and we can look at it. I went to a different room now, but I don't think I'm going to stay here. So now my setup is all messed up again. Oh, Lord. Forget it. Really? Someone recently tried to log into your account from an unrecognized computer or mobile browser. Because you set up two-factor authentication, your account is temporarily locked. Please complete the following steps to regain access to your account. This is my Facebook. May 3rd. No, this is probably me. Wait. Mobile Safari on iOS. November 13th. Is that today? No. What's today? Today's like the 20th. Yeah, it was me. I'm sure it was me. They're extra careful these days. Okay, now let's go to Justin Lum. Now let me in. Thank God. I wouldn't have to go bring my birth certificate down to Facebook headquarters. All right, let's share this so we can see. All right, so these are latest posts. Okay, 16 hours ago. I'll just go down because we're all familiar with this case. If you follow my channel, you're familiar with the Daybell case pretty well. So this was from 16 hours ago. Justin Lum said that inside Alex Cox's Ford F-150 on 12/23/19, about 11 days after Lori Vallow's brother Alex died in his wife's Gilbert home, police officers served a search warrant on his Ford truck. This truck was key evidence in the disappearance of J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan. It had been used for Alex, Lori, and the kids to travel to Yellowstone Park on 9/8/19, the day Tylee was last seen in public. Police found these items listed below inside the truck's middle console. A patriarch letter from Chad Daybell to Alex, one bag of orange molded foam earplugs, and one Snapcaps 223 Remington training bullet. Stock photos below. Further research into the Gilbert PD report shows investigators found evidence of a small stain on the front passenger seat, testing positive to be blood. Okay, so whose blood is it? So December 23rd, 2019, supplemental notes, aggravated assault, October 2nd, 2019. This is all about Brandon. Okay, so so on December 23rd, 2019, 9:30, contacted by Sergeant Savoy, reference conducting a follow-up regarding this case. Sergeant Savoy requested I meet Gilbert. Crime. Why can I not talk today? Yeah, whose blood was found? That's my question. What blood? Whose blood? They got to be running that, right? Scott 4812 at the Gilbert Police Property Building to assist her in executing a search warrant. The property building is located at 2750 East Williamsfield, Gilbert. Gilbert Detective Nolan McDermott authored a search warrant for a Ford F-150 pickup that belonged to Alexander Cox. The search warrant was granted by Maricopa County Superior Judge, the Honorable Rodney Mitchell. The warrant was issued with the number blah, blah, blah. Detective McDermott provided me a copy of the warrant prior to me searching the vehicle. The vehicle was parked inside the property building, vehicle bay, approximately $1,100. The search warrant was executed on the four-door silver F-150 pickup truck with the license plate blank and a VIN number blank. Prior to my searching the vehicle, I stood by while crime technician Scott photographed and attempted to collect biological evidence from the truck. Once crime technician Scott was finished, I began to conduct a search on the vehicle. The following items were located inside the middle console. So the Arizona Department of Motor Vehicle Registration being registered to Alex, the patriotic letter from Chad Daybell, the bag of orange molded foam earplugs, and snap caps, Remington training bullet. And this is some supplemental notes. On September 2nd, Alex to Zalema. Pretty good considering the dark portal we brought with us. Zalema to Alex, question mark. Alex to Zalema, Tylee. So we're calling Tylee a dark portal. Bizarre, not cool. Alex to Zalema, can you call a tornado for a single person? Zalema to Alex, tornado, maybe an inner tornado. These people are freaking insane, crazy. The more that comes out, the more bizarre this, how unbelievable that people actually think that this is like, they can really cause tornadoes and, oh my God, it just blows my mind. Okay. Alex says inner is good. Zalema to Alex, I think you guys will be led to deal with the dark one when it's time. Alex to Zalema, agreed. Alex to Zalema, es Cerritos, Spanish translation, it is true. Alex sends Zalema a picture of a rifle with a scope and says he's at the range. So that's on the 3rd. And then on the 8th of September, okay, so interesting. When was Tylee last seen? Was on the 9th, right? Hi, Shalama. Shalama, welcome to the channel. Much appreciated. Thank you for being here and subscribing. I really appreciate it. Alex and Zalema trying to witchcraft Tylee dead. Seriously. Then on, okay, so remind me, we just said it. Tylee was last seen on the 9th or the 3rd? Why am I having a brain fart there? When did they go to Yellowstone? I know I just said it, but so then on the, okay, so on the 8th, Alex tells Zalema he's at Yellowstone with Lori and kids. Okay. I just answered my own question. So all this was leading up to Alex moaning and groaning about Tylee being dark portal and then asking about a tornado for one. Can I have a tornado for one, please, Zalema? And then that was on the 3rd. He sends a picture of a rifle saying he's at the range. And then on the 8th, he tells Zalema that he's at Yellowstone with Lori and the kids. And then after that point, no other child is ever mentioned except for JJ. Then on the 10th, Alex and Zalema start referring to Chad as James the Lesser or JTL with the belief that Chad was Jesus's younger brother, James, in a previous life. Isn't he special? And then on the 14th of November or September, Alex mentions Lori falling asleep with JJ. Oh, Kristen, thank you very much. You're so sweet. Thank you very much for the donation. You're always so very, very, very kind and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Right? Zalema. Oh, hi, Jerry. Welcome. Yeah, we definitely we spent a little bit of time with them, with Vicky, and I'm glad you're here. And please, let's keep spreading the word. Share the video, share everything you can. And I'm so sorry about your friend. Okay, guys. Let's see. Lori's scissors were used some way. She left 1,000 hair cutting scissors with Zelema after kids were dead. Right. Those scissors, there's something about them. And then Zelema, remember, she played all, I don't know why I have this. I still have those scissors, in her interview. I don't know why. She gave them to me. She said she couldn't fly with them, but she flew one way with them or something like that. Blah. I don't believe it. Zelema, I almost fell for her baloney, but I don't believe her anymore at all. Nothing she says. She's just trying to cover her own butt. Hi, Leighton. I love you too. Percy's having a cow in there. So on the 14th, Alex mentions Lori falling asleep with JJ. On the 17th at 07:11 a.m., this is the last time Lori mentions any of the kids throughout the remainder of the text messages between her and Zelema. She mentions dropping JJ off so she can meet Zelema at the temple. On September 21st, 9:12 in the morning, Lori to Zelema, FYI, anybody asks about me or where I moved, you can just say that I moved in with my brother in Queen Creek, especially those who seek my destruction. How are you today? And then on the 21st of September, it's about 10 in the morning, Zelema to Lori, wait, who's seeking your destruction? And then at 1:55 on the same day, Lori to Zelema, lots of people, Serena and Christina in particular. See, here's where we no longer like our friends Serena and Christina because one was messaging Chad too much or whatever. Now they seek her destruction. And my family and such. Poor Lori. She's so paranoid. Zelema to Lori, I think that's best that you stay hidden. I'm staying quiet as if nothing is happening. And on 10/12, Brandon is shot in Gilbert. Now, this is more, right? 10/3/19 at 16:06, so 4:06 p.m. Alex to Zelema in response to asking how he was doing. Wow, nice. Just waiting and laughing and singing. Are you coming up soon? On the 9th, Lori to Zelema. Okay, perfect. Just text me when you're close and I'll come out since the kids are asleep. Kids were gone. Hi, Kim. Thank you for the donation. Very much appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome for the information. Always welcome. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. The kids were gone by then, 10/9. This text was later determined to be about Melanie Boudreau's children and not Lori's children. This was according to information received from Brandon. Okay. Address Lori was staying at blank E Desert Broom Place, Chandler. I was later advised that this was Melanie Boudreau's address by Detective Pillar. On October 9th, 19, Alex texts Zelema at 23:11 to 11:11 p.m. and they talk on the phone for 38 minutes. This is out of the ordinary for them, as patterns show they usually don't communicate that late at night. This is the same night that a masked gunman pointed a rifle at Tammy Daybell. Okay, I wish I had a thing that I could take a poll, because the more I read this stuff, the more I'm so convinced that Zelema knows a lot and possibly knows what exactly happened to Alex and helped make it happen. Right. Making a point of leaving the scissors, right. For sure. High-end styling, sure. She was a hairstylist. Unusual hairstylist to have the $1,000 scissors. And we know Lori could only have the very best, of course, right? Yeah, that's what I was confused at first. I'm like, $1,000 scissors. But yes, thinking about cutting hair, definitely she's going to have high, expensive scissors. So why is she giving them to Zelema, though? Why? Right. So they were on the phone that night, and that's unusual for them. According to text messages to Zalema, Lori went to Missouri on October 10th, 2019. Lori went to Missouri at 10/19/19, the day Tammy Daybell died in Fremont, Idaho. And then 10/19 at 3:15 p.m., Zalema to Lori, oh my goodness, did you know that was going to happen? How are you? How are you feeling? Maybe it was you that I saw at the temple getting ready to get married just yesterday. And the girl was tiny like you. And the girl was tiny. Maybe it was you that I saw at the temple getting ready to get married yesterday. And the girl was tiny like you. So they're excited because Tammy died, right? That's what I'm getting from that. What do you guys think? It sounds like they're excited that Tammy's dead here. Lori Dilemma, funny, I love you. Oh, because now you can marry Chad. Tammy's gone. I saw it in a vision. And then on 10/19, Dilemma to Lori, ascended couples. Jules saw them coming soon. Nothing more powerful, she said. Dilemma to Lori, I love you too. A few minutes later, Lori to Dilemma, that's good news. This is backwards though, because this was after. So right in here, there's more texting going on, right? So on 10/19/19 at 15:19, so 3:19, Zalema did text Chad. Hi, Chad. I just saw your post. I hope you're okay. Yesterday at the temple, I had a vision that I was helping a bride get ready and helping her with her white dress. Then I see your post today. The Lord is wonderful. Holy cow, you guys. I feel like, look at this. Look at freaking Zalema. It's like, oh, yay, Chad, I saw your wife's dead, and now I had a vision of you getting married, and the Lord's wonderful, and now you can marry our little tiny friend, Lori. What the heck, man? What on earth? Zalema infuriates me. She needs to be arrested along with Melanie's. Zalema and Melanie P are my top list, for sure. For sure. They're right. Why was she giving the $1,000 scissors away when you know very well as soon as Chad ran on money, she would need them to start working again, or she would need to sell them? Dilemma, can you Venmo me the money for the scissors I left there? Right? Right. Their giddiness over death is just awful. It's just disgusting. Right. Absolutely. Right. 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 Unreal. Absolutely. Okay. So the Lord is wonderful. Your wife's dead. What the hell, man? Then the next day, late at night, 10:14 p.m., Chad to Zalema. Thank you, Zalema. I'm hanging in there. Our family has received overwhelming support. Yes, changes are underway. We have all felt Tammy nearby. She is very happy and already very busy. Tammy didn't even get a break on going on to the other side of the veil. She just got back to work right away over there, apparently, according to Chad, because he knows everything. At 10:20, 22, about 15 minutes later, Zalema to Chad, her work is underway. I'm happy for her. Oh, we're so happy for Tammy. She's dead. It's all good. Bunch of wackadoodles. Okay. Hold on again. Zoom in again. I'm also excited for what's next. I'm praying for you and your family. Much love and comfort to you all. I hope to see you soon. On 10/28 at 8:28 p.m., Alex sends Zalema a picture of Chad and Lori and two other women at a restaurant. Chad and Lori are sitting next to each other, and Chad is no longer wearing his wedding ring. If I were Melanie Gibb, I would want to know what she did with my hair she cut off, right? Because she did. She trimmed her hair in that when they were there that weekend, leaving a little Melanie Gibb DNA somewhere, Lori, right? Or hocus pocus with it, or putting it on a doll. I don't know. She turns on people, so it should be. It totally should be. Yeah. So now they were at a restaurant, and then Alex sends Lemma a picture of Chad and Lori and two other women at a restaurant, and Chad's like, oh, okay. I want to see that picture. Anybody got the picture? Probably not. Yeah, who are those women, right? Yeah, Tammy got busy making sure their asses got busted. Exactly. Let's hope so. From beyond. Okay. At 2029, so 8:29 hours in reference to this picture, Zalema says to Alex, he looks way too happy. Zalema's telling Alex that Chad looks way too happy. I thought she was just happy for him. I don't know. These people confuse me. Then at 8:33, a couple minutes later, he escaped the warden, so it's all downhill from here. Escape the warden. The warden. Is Tammy the warden? How come Lori's kids suddenly went dark? I wonder if Chad's kids were next. I doubt Chad's kids were ever going to be next as long as they went on their merry way. I just don't see Chad unless one of them turned on him or questioned their mom's death. He looks way too happy. And then Alex to Zalema a few minutes later. He escaped the warden, so it's all downhill from here. 8:28. So 1 minute later, Zalema to Alex. Woohoo! He's a happy man. Look at that smile. This is horrible. I'm getting more and more horrified. More and more. That's what I'm thinking, Leighton. That's what I'm thinking. The warden. You're calling Tammy the warden. And that's how I'm reading that. And look, then it says, he's a happy man. Look at that smile, Zalema says. And then look at Alex to Zalema right after that. He's a little giddy. Because he's going to write his novel about Elena and him having, these moments where he gets to touch her butt. They called Tammy the warden. Wow. And hello, Daybell children. Are you reading any of this? Like your mom. This is your mom. You need to be on her side. Your dad's a creeper weirdo. You go to therapy, please. He's a little giddy. That's so cute. That's so cute. He's so giddy over Lori. That's because he's never, oh my God. Oh, I just can't. I know I'm being a little dramatic, but it's really bothering me more. This is the first I read this one. So this is how, when I'm reading these by myself, you guys need to be here because I'm like, what? That's so cute. Okay. And then a couple days later on Halloween, during a text exchange between Lori and Zalema, Zalema mentions that it is Halloween, and Lori says that she forgot it was Halloween. And on 11/9 at 8:27 p.m., Lori sends Zalema a picture of her and Chad in wedding attire on a beach in Hawaii, and both are now wearing wedding rings. So there you go. So between then and they got to Hawaii, arranged their marriage, called the photographer, got the what's that thing? I want to call it ukulele. Got their hula lessons in and their champagne and right, Ruby. The Daybell children cannot ignore all of this and think Chad's innocent. If they do, they have like something missing from their brain at this point, for real. Just when you think the story has hit bottom, these people go lower. And I fear it is going to get even worse if this really goes to court. There's more. Oh, there's got to be so much more, right? Head of prison is a warden, right? But he escaped the warden, who was Tammy, head of his prison, apparently, because now he can go bone Lori. Oh, you're explaining. I'm like, yeah, I understand what a warden is. Not talking to me. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'll go back to you. On the 20th of November, Look, 2 years ago today. During a conversation with Melanie Gibb, Zulema states that Chad and Lori are going to Hawaii indefinitely. Chad and Lori go quiet after their wedding. There were no other text messages that seemed to be in reference to any crimes of the missing children. Zulema believed that she was of multiple creations or that she had lived several lives. Chad and Lori told Zulema that she had the power to create earthquakes and storms, and she would often text them and ask if she had been responsible for earthquakes, including an earthquake in Chile shortly after her visit there. Chad would always confirm that she was responsible for the earthquakes and tell her she is doing good work. Chad praised Zulema for her efforts in preparing the earth for the second coming. Zulema was also under the belief that she was being protected by an angel called Perseus, who was the deceased president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, David O. McKay. Zulema would visit the Gilbert, Arizona temple daily to do work and further their efforts to prepare Earth. Afterwards, Zulema would text Chad and Lori about the portal she opened while in the temple. Zulema would text Chad and Lori about visions she had and ask Chad what they meant. And she would ask Chad to check on people that were close to her or her family. Chad would often label men as darks. Zulema was told by Chad that a man she was dating was dark and was placing cages around her. Zulema was told by Chad that a man she was dating was dark. Oh, remember she said there was a guy that was texting her and she felt like he was dark or some crap. We read that a couple weeks ago. Zulema ended her relationship with that man and was later told by Chad that he was told by God that she was to marry Alex Cox and move to Rexburg, Idaho. Alex and Zulema began communicating through text messages and phone calls and visited each other several times before getting married on November 28th, 2019 in Las Vegas. When they returned to Arizona, Alex stayed with Zulema and he did not return to Rexburg. That's that one. Where's the next one? Am I missing something here? Let's see. No. Okay, that's just rerun. I don't know what. That looked like it was going on though, right? Because look at it. It says the last sentence says he. Oh my God. Okay, it's page 79 of 239. So Justin must be just picking out, going through those, that dump, the Gilbert dump. Oops, now we're on my Facebook. Let's go back. Okay. Oh, that's Nate. Okay, hold on. What happened to Justin Lum? I'm losing it, you guys, for real. I lost Justin. Let me get back to Justin. Hang in there. This is, okay, this is interesting right here. The Jeep's DNA. Not only did multiple gunshot residue tests come back positive regarding the Jeep Wrangler used in the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux, but DNA collected from inside is linked to Alex Cox. Swabs from the steering wheel, the driver's side seat buckle show the male DNA profile matched Cox. His profile could not be eliminated as contributor to the DNA mixture on the gear shifter per Gilbert Police Department. Police collected a blood clot from Alex Cox after the medical examiner did his autopsy. So the Mesa lab was received and indicated the following items were tested with the following results. So cuttings of swabs from the steering wheel, DNA profiles that indicated a minimum of 3 contributors. The major donor was consistent with the male origin. The male DNA profile matched Alex. And then cuttings of swabs from the seat buckle, DNA profiles, 3 contributors, but the major donor was Alex. And the gear shift. They really sure had Alex wrapped around their finger, huh? Gift to Colby. On 12/20/19, Gilbert police spoke to Lori Vallow's adult son, Colby Ryan, about a blue Nissan he was gifted the month prior. The car was driven from Idaho to Arizona for him to pick up. His uncle Alex facilitated the transfer. Investigators knew of the car's ties to Lori, Alex, and Chad Daybell, as well as potential information on JJ and Tylee Ryan. On the rear passenger bench seat, police found 2 distinct stains on the edge of the bench and on the seat where one would sit. A third stain was discovered on the rear passenger side seatbelt. All 3 stains tested positive for the presence of blood. Of course, Gilbert PD seized the vehicle for evidence processing. The last direct communication between Colby and his mother, Lori, came via emails. He had learned she had changed her phone number. On 12/2/19, just days after she and Chad Daybell left the cold of Idaho again for paradise of Hawaii, Colby got a response. I need you to know that we are safe and happy. I know this sounds confusing to you, but I need you to trust me that although there are wicked people trying to cause harm, that Jesus is on our side and taking care of us. At this point, Rexburg PD, Fremont County Sheriff's Office, and the FBI were preparing to make the search for JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan known to the public. That's interesting. I know. I'm curious about this. They're saying there's 3, but for sure their DNA matches Alex more than anything, it sounds like. On December 21st at approximately 900 hours, Colby, the biological brother of blank, contacted me via my cellular phone. Colby stated he observed media reports concerning his siblings and was even more concerned for their well-being. Colby briefly explained following the contact of Detective Pillar and I at his residence on 11/27, Colby contacted Lori. Colby said he told Lori the police had inquired about blank. Lori reportedly replied they were fine and she would communicate with the police. That communication did not appear to ever have occurred. Colby informed me that he recently come into possession of a blue Nissan Rogue that was still registered to Lori and his uncle, Alexander Cox, but had recently been gifted to him. I was whatever. And then it says, Colby said he came into possession of the vehicle on November 30th, 2019, after Lori explained the vehicle would be driven to Arizona for him to use. Colby said Lori seized communication with him, but Colby was able to communicate with his uncle, Alexander, who facilitated Colby retrieving the vehicle from a residence in Mesa. Based on the known presence of that vehicle in Idaho during the time frame blank were last observed and the availability of the vehicle to Lori, Chad, and Alex, I felt there could possibly be the presence of evidence or information associated with the missing and endangered blank and blank. I advised Colby of my desire to seize the vehicle for evidence processing. Colby replied he understood and would cooperate. I instructed Colby to not enter the vehicle or remove anything from it. Vehicle was parked in the parking lot of the apartment complex at East University Drive in Mesa. As I was authoring a search warrant for the vehicle, I always want to say authorizing, but they're like authoring because they were author. Detective Potter and Sergeant Savoy responded to the apartment complex where they made contact with Colby. Colby was permitted to access the vehicle and remove the items he knew to be associated with his infant daughter, which included a folding stroller from the trunk, a car seat from the rear passenger side seat, and various child blankets and toys. Detective Potter took digital images of the vehicle and items removed by Colby. The vehicle was subsequently towed from the apartment complex parking lot to the Gilbert Police Department. I authorized a search warrant for the evidence processing of the blue Nissan Rogue. The search warrant was granted by the Honorable R. Mitchell of Maricopa County Superior Court. Approximately 1630 hours, the search warrant was executed. Additional digital photographs of the vehicle were taken. Crime scene specialist Scott collected several items of evidence to include trace samples from the vehicle's bottom, blah, blah, blah. The rear passenger seat of the vehicle was connected bench seat. Specialist Scott located 2 distinct stains at the edge of each side of the bench and the approximate area where a passenger would be seated. A third distinct stain was located along the outside of the rear passenger side seatbelt. Specialist Scott conducted preliminary testing of all 3 stains, and presumptive testing showed positive result for the presence of blood for all the stains. Additional chemical testing showed the presumptive positive result for blood on the upper seatbelt affixed to the rear passenger side seat pillar. This anchor was in contact with the seatbelt as if it was retracted or expanded. The rear passenger seat covers, rear passenger seatbelt, and seatbelt anchor were all removed from the vehicle and impounded. Colby said his last direct communication from Lori was in the form of an email. Colby later forwarded the email, which was sent to Lori on December 2nd, in a response to email from Colby on 11/28. Colby wrote to Lori, "Mom, you changed your number. What's going on?" Lori replied, "Hi, Colbs. I need you to know that we're safe and happy. I know this sounds confusing to you, but I need you to trust me. That although there were wicked people trying to cause harm, that Jesus is on our side and taking care of us. Although we may be out of touch for a while, we continue to help you. I love you all so much. The car and the car insurance will be paid for so you can drive it with no worries. The phone will also be good. You are precious to your mama. I love you so much. Kisses to Blank and you and Kelsey. I hope to talk soon. I'll continue to pray blessings on your family constantly." She's a weirdo. I remember hearing that DNA becomes sophisticated enough to tell the difference between menstrual blood, non-menstrual blood. I wonder if that applies to dry blood on a car. I would imagine it does. I would think they could tell. Just follow the money. Who took out the life insurance on Brandon? Melani P. I can see Lori making sure that nothing leads to Melanie P. since she was like a daughter to her. Yeah, I think she would still protect her, right? I mean, I don't know. Lori likes to throw everybody under the bus, but I do think that for some reason she would protect Melanie. We already saw this. That was about that. You know what? There's I think there's body cam footage too that I haven't seen of Brandon. Those are the ones we just read, right? Gilbert Police reviewed the phones of Alex Cox and Zulema Pestinas after Alex's death. Alex's number was registered to Chad Daybell. Here are some text messages. On 12/6, they referred to Lori Vallow as Lily. There's a document Chad emailed Lori in January 2019 titled Lily Connections, detailing her past lives and those people close to her. On 12/10/19, Alex describes his struggle breathing, and the next day he says, "I feel like the poison from the spear in the heart has done some residual damage." 12/11 is also the day that Tammy Daybell's body was exhumed. The next day on the 12th, Alex dies. Yeah, free them from their zombie bodies. All right, so then supplemental. In December 2019, I assisted this case by reviewing the cell phones of Alex and Zulema. I first reviewed Alex's cell phone report and observed the following text message. Alex activated the phone on December 3rd with the registered phone number. On December 4th, Zulema tells Alex that Raphael got a new phone number. I later learned through the context of text messages and information gathered from a P.O. Box application that the phone number for Raphael is registered to Chad Daybell. Hiplos, Raphael, James the Just, Elena, Lily, Lolo, Loco. What the hell? They have too many names. We need a, like one of those diagrams with this is All these names are Lori. All these names are Chad. All these names are Charles. Not from Charles, but they gave Charles those names. On December 5th, Alex, to a name labeled as Guy, later determined to be Chad Daybell by Detective Pillar based on his history of Chad's phone numbers. Hey, it's Ray Romano. Ray Romano. Ray Romano is a comedian. There was no response from Chad. On 12/6, Alex began communicating with Chad and asked about Lily. Lily is another name used for Lori Vallow, as discovered by Detective Pillar through his investigation. Based on the context of text messages on Alex's phone, Lori started replying on Chad's phone. On 12/9/19 at 3:34 p.m., Alex asked Dilemma if she ordered the storms that were occurring. She said that she ordered the storms while they were having a barbecue. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I was going to finish cooking the hot dogs first, but yeah, I went ahead and just ordered them, like, can you do that? Like order DoorDash, order storms. Where's the app for that? That is Chad's middle name, right? Guy. Yep. Chad Guy Daybell. I'm Chad Guy Daybell. Where am I? She ordered the storms while they were having that barbecue. Alex asked Chad to give him a blessing because he was having a bad attack and couldn't breathe. December 10th. Chad asks Alex how he's doing. Alex responds that he is winded every time he stands up and has a resting pulse rate of 100. On the 11th at 11:53 p.m., Alex to Chad, I feel like the poison from the spear in the heart has done some residual damage. What the heck? What do you think that's all about? Now he's naming poison. Spear in the heart? Alex had to be poisoned. But what does he mean residual damage? Never mind. I don't even know anymore. So he's short of breath and a resting pulse of 100 could definitely be a sign of a PE, pulmonary embolism. 12/11/19 at 11:53, that was the spear of the heart poison. And then at 12:15, it doesn't make sense. I think it should be the next day, right? Because that was noon. I'm sorry. Never mind. Alex received a call from Melani Boudreau. After talking to Melani, Alex called and spoke to Chad. Alex to Melani at 12:47, that's a big no-go on your stuff. Just buy a new computer. They won't give it back to you. They're holding it for leverage until you can help them. So just write it off. So Melani wanted her computer back, apparently. Go get a new one, Melani. They're not giving it back. Uncle Alex just told you. Sugar magnolia. Remember that Chad checked the wind patterns the day that Tylee was buried. I believe that is what was referred to as the barbecue. Oh. Gotcha. Go buy a new computer. Okay. And then Chad tells Alex that he paid the bills on the Rexburg house, at which point Alex said he was just going to let it go with all of his stuff. You mean the townhouse they were living in Rexburg? I think that's what they're talking about. On 12/12, there's very little communication from Alex. The last communication on Alex's phone was a call to Chad and Lori at the Raphael number, because that's the day he died. Body was exhumed this day. He died that day. Oh. Maybe these people. Oh, what's this? Hold on, because this looks like it's kind of out of order. Gilbert Police Detective Ryan Pillar is the lead investigator in Brandon Boudreaux's case. He worked directly with authorities in Idaho to look into the disappearance of J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, as well as the sudden death of Tammy Daybell. He was actually the one to speak on the phone with Fremont County dispatcher about Tammy's death, and the Daybell family's wish not to have an autopsy done. Here's the narrative and summary of the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux. I've highlighted the important pieces, but portions of the report are redacted. What stands out? So let's just look at it. Or should we just read Justin's? Let's see. Gilbert PD found out about Chad Daybell and Alex Cox throwaway phones or burners. On September 17th, Melani asked Brandon for his new home address. Brandon told the police she was one of 4 people to know that information. His new lease began on September 23rd. Days prior, some redacted info on Melanie Gibbs seeing J.J. Vallow for the last time in Lori Vallow's Rexburg apartment. On September 25th, Alex Cox takes the Jeep Wrangler registered to Charles Vallow, but previously driven by Tylee Ryan, brings it to Dan's window tinting in Rexburg. He has the front windows tinted to 20% and the rear windows tinted to 5%. This means the back windows let about 5% of light pass through. Melanie flies from Mesa to Idaho Falls via Legion Airlines on September 26th. Meanwhile, Alex activates the burner phone. Hi, Carolyn. On September 28th, Alex is located at the gun range and signs a log at the United Sportsmen's Gun Club. Got to sharpen those skills up there, Alex. But thankfully, he didn't kill Brandon. His skills weren't sharp enough. On 9/29, Melanie returns to Arizona. On 9/30 marks the beginning of Alex's road trip in the Jeep Wrangler from Idaho to Arizona. His burner phone calls Chad's burner phone and receives a call from Chad's phone about 21 hours before the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux. On October 1st is the day that Lori Vallow rented the storage unit at Self Storage Plus. We've seen the multiple surveillance videos. 10/12/19 marks the day of the shooting in Gilbert. Alex Burner's phone and Chad's burner phone make contact multiple times. Brandon witnesses the muzzle of a firearm pointed towards his Tesla moments before a shot is fired. After his car is hit, Brandon drives off, and the Jeep follows him briefly before turning out of the neighborhood. From 09:19 to 09:25, so in the morning, Alex's phone makes 2 calls to Chad's phone. The throwaway phones also communicate one last time. Alex drives near Green River, Utah. Between 1:25 and 1:32 that day, p.m., Alex and Lori are seen on surveillance bringing in the tire and single video. We've all seen that. Vehicle wheel into storage. Her Gmail account searches for keywords like man shot in Gilbert, Arizona, and Avenue News Brandon Boudreaux. Like, oh my God. Couldn't be any more obvious. Post attempted homicide. Lori and Alex are seen at Self Storage Plus on video removing the single vehicle wheel, tire, and what appears to be a back seat. On October 3rd, 2019, police interview Melanie, who denies any knowledge of the shooting and could not explain the details of that day. I don't know what I did yesterday. I'm just so busy. I have kids and I'm busy and I don't know. There once upon a time, there was, how she talks, she just goes on and on about something else. So she couldn't remember the details. Don't know about my husband being shot, and I don't know. I don't remember what I did. Just these people. She confirmed relationships with Alex and Lori, but denied being close. Oh, I'm not close to my Aunt Lori. No, distant aunt. She also did not want to share their phone numbers. Pillar says in the following weeks after the shooting, Melani moves to Rexburg, not close to my Aunt Lori, but can you pack the U-Haul, please? In the same apartment complex as her Aunt Lori and Uncle Alex. Additional homicides were discovered. Tammy Daybell, Charles Vallow, Melani married Ian Pulowski, Alex married Zalema, and Chad married Lori. Tammy's body would be exhumed, and Alex died of natural causes. Months later, Lori and Chad were arrested, and the remains of JJ and Tylee were discovered. Biological evidence found in the recovered Jeep Wrangler confirmed Alex was inside, and gunshot residue was found by the back window. Looks open and shut to me. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, it's not very complicated. In the weeks follow, additional homicides were discovered. We know that. Okay, we just read that. Lori Chad was confirmed, and she moved to the same apartment. Melani married Ian Pulowski. Alex married Zalema. Chad married Lori. Tammy's body was exhumed. Alex died from restoration. With regard to the Jeep Wrangler, there was biological evidence, gunshot residue. I mean, hello, lock them up. Oh, here's some body cam. Let's see if we can see that. I'm going to have to share. Stop. Hold on, because I don't think I got my audio shared with you guys. Hold on. Let's do that. I'm going to unshare. And then I'm going to share. Oh, there's an ad.
A long time. I reached out to Bria to sponsor this video, and I'm so glad they did because my feet get so tired on a daily basis.
Never mind.
It doesn't. And he died at their house. He was in Chandler. They think I'm involved in it. I have nothing to do with it. I don't want anything to do with that.
Your car's still running too, dude.
It does. It's electric.
Okay. You can't just turn it off?
It doesn't turn off if the key's in there. It won't go anywhere. It's so far. If I walk away, the other doors will close. That's why I left it in there.
Oh, serious? Gotcha. Never mind. I'll leave it in there then.
Sorry. I'm just a little nervous.
So, did you like bend down when it hit in there?
No, I didn't know what was going on, man. I just pulled up. I started going to the gym. I was going to head to work. There's a Jeep parked there. Thought it was weird. That
Where was the park?
Just right there where your car is. Just parked towards that van, and then they had the. They lifted the back thing, and I saw the muzzle. Heard a bang. My window shattered, and it was like, well, it's pointed there.
Go just right over here.
Where were you when the car?
Driving.
No, like in the street. Where were you when it hit you?
I literally just didn't turn into my driveway because I saw the thing come up, and it was such a weird thought to me. I was like, what the heck, this is weird. I do have cameras, by the way.
You do?
Nest camera right here, so we might be able to see something. So I pulled in, and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to pull in my driveway. I was noticing that. I saw it come up, and I heard the bang, and immediately I just pushed the gas and went forward because I was like, I'm getting shot at. I didn't know. For a second there, it didn't go through my window, so I was thinking maybe it's just a paintball gun or something. And I still thought that all the way till I saw that there's a bullet up there.
Okay.
Or what looks like a bullet.
Hold your nest, see if it shows anything, even like the Jeep pulling up or anything. So Wrangler, is that what you said?
Now, the green you're talking about, are we talking that type of green?
Like a hunter green?
Like a pukey green.
Like a puke green.
Okay, that's kind of more of a pukey green. Are we talking a chartreuse? I know it sounds like got a gazillion colors. Green.
Let me just try and find it on my nest.
Look at your nest. He's got a nest cone
Oh.
right there.
Fantastic. Do you have your? Is that your car registered to you? The driver or your registration? Okay, I'll just get all your.
Like that puke green?
Like that.
Like this puke green.
Yeah, that color right there. That's the color.
It's more of like a camel green. There you go. Camel green.
Oh, camel green. Okay.
You're good, dude.
Um,
Are they sending a detective out? This definitely,
I don't
or
know.
the detective
Is-
should come
I'm
out.
assuming.
I'm
Well,
still recording.
oh, I am too. Scott's
I'm
coming
gonna
out.
walk up. Is he?
I don't know.
I think you need to call him.
Well, I
Did you
thought
call
he
him?
was coming. Well, you just said about Scott coming out.
No, I said I would call him.
Oh,
Do you
well,
want me to
of
call
course.
him?
I thought he was coming out.
I'll call him right now.
Get him on the radio and say, "Come on out."
Okay.
I know I have a lot of questions. I apologize.
$11.24 back. Can I get a third unit too? I'm gonna do a canvas of this street to see if we can find anything. I'm gonna do a line search down the street, see if we can see any casings or anything, Marianne. Did you hear me? Yeah, listen. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you're gonna do a campus.
Yeah.
Do a light search.
Right? I mean, this was October. Alex didn't die until December, and it was so blatantly obvious that it was him. How on earth did he get to the point where he literally could have killed the kids and, or no, they would already been dead, that he could have actually wound up dead himself after this? Married his limit and dead himself. Okay, I'll go back.
Let's actually block off this road. The dude actually got shot right here. They shot right into his A-frame right here.
Really?
Yep. So I want to do a line search on the street,
Okay.
see if we can see any casings or anything. If you want to block off the road right there,
Yep.
I'll have whoever's coming in there. He said it happened right around here though.
Okay.
So I'm gonna actually have Marianne pull up there to stop people from turning down this way. What do you think?
Who else is coming?
I don't know. Hey Marianne, actually, will you pull your car up in front of that truck and block the road?
How certain he was a Texas boy?
I don't know. Yeah. I haven't really listened to what he's saying.
What did he say about? I'm curious.
It's a camel green. Where are you going to?
Well, I'm going around the block. I just picked up my mail. I live.
Okay, you might do me a favor and back up this way. We're trying to block off this right here, okay?
Oh, What's happening?
Really can't tell you. We're just investigating something right now, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Will you block that off?
Yeah, come on down. Just come here then. Marianne's blocking that.
Yeah, just have them come meet
Come on
you.
all the way down.
Well, the Jeep was supposedly parked in front of that van, but it took off that way, so I still want to search all the way down that way just to make sure we don't miss it.
I'll have him block off.
Yeah. We probably need a fourth. We probably could use 4. Do you think we could do 3 up and the 3 back? What do you think? I'm going on.
You want officers?
Hi, I'm Nicole Hockley from Sandy Hook Promise. I know this is hard to hear, but it's important.
It's quiet right now. There's no audio.
Hey, buddy, I never even got your name. What is it?
Brandon Boudreaux.
Brandon? I just want to verify only 1 shot, right?
1 shot.
That you heard of and that you know of, right?
Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm asking is I just want to make sure it didn't go anywhere else. I'm pretty sure it's stuck in the frame there. I just want to make sure there's nothing else that I need to be looking for either.
1 shot. I drove
Okay.
all the way. They were surprised, I think, as much as I was.
Okay.
They probably thought they were going to hit me. I mean, it was
Okay.
fun for me.
So you know what we're doing. I'm going to get a bunch of cops here. We're going to walk down the street just to see if we see any shell casings or anything like that. I don't think I'm going to see it because it probably stayed in the Jeep.
They was very professional, whatever they're doing.
Okay. So I'm just going to do that just to make sure of everything. Did your camera, does it get
I didn't have
anything?
it turned on. I just installed it, so I didn't have the recording turned on.
Okay. All right.
This is my friend. It's okay if he's here.
If he can just stay down there. Yep. That's perfect.
I
He's
saw
got his
some-
friend coming up right here too.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a line search just to let you know.
Yes, what you just said.
I'm just waiting for them to get here and then we'll do it.
Perfect.
And at the same time, we'll look for any other cameras. So he's saying 1 shot. So going off.
I don't know. He does seem freaked out there for sure. He definitely seems freaked out. And, what's really weird is they don't ask him who he thinks it was or anything in that part of the video, but I don't know if there's more. He does look a little bit like Colby there, definitely. My mom, Emmylou, she's okay. She's doing okay. We went to urgent care the other night because she had this back, hip, whatever, nothing's broken. She just went and had blood work done the other day. And so just sort of trying to figure out what's going on with her there. But we're hosting Thanksgiving here on Thursday. So I got to get shopping. I'm not even ready for that. How can Melani be walking around free and have partial custody? Is scary. She needs to be locked up. Poor Brandon. I don't know if I'll ever stop being completely flabbergasted about the fact that Melanie's just Her husband, I mean, she had to give the address to Alex. So even if she didn't do anything, wouldn't that be considered like some kind of conspiracy? Because if Alex didn't know the address and only a couple people knew the address and Melanie would have given the address, she's got to there's got to be some charges. There has to be. Hi, Veronica. Language of horses, November. Remember, Chad was framed according to his kids. He has nothing to do with anything, whatever. Yeah, I know. Poor Chad. Poor Chad. He's so true, right? Exactly. There's more footage from another police cam. I don't know if you showed it. No, I haven't. That was the first one. Does Justin have it up? We can see. There's so much. Look at all the stuff that they've posted lately. Just from November 17th, Justin's posted so much stuff. Is this it? Oh, here we go. Here's one. Okay, hold on. Oh, you guys can't see. I don't have it shared anymore. Hold on. I think I found one. Hold on. 1 second. I'll share again. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know if I did the audio. Let's try again. Okay, here we go.
All right, so it looks like they shot up anything. It'd be there. All right, so you just moved in. Okay, you just moved. Okay, so was this a vacant home at the time?
Previously, yeah.
Okay.
It's a rental.
All right. So you're the owner though, right now, or you still you're okay? So you're just renting it. Did the owners of the house? Can I open?
Yeah.
Is this how do you open this door? Go ahead.
Right.
Oh, look at you.
Sorry.
That's pretty sweet. Anyway, did the owners of the house say anything to you who was renting the house before you or anything?
No.
You have any enemies? Anybody that you?
I just went through a divorce. There was some crazy stuff that happened with her aunt who killed her husband, but I would hope that has nothing to do with this.
Okay. Did you live here in the valley before? Where'd you move from?
10 years.
I'm sorry?
I've lived here for 10 years.
Okay, so you moved, where'd you move from? Here in Gilbert
I just
or?
sold a house over on Quinn, just right by that.
Okay. And no issues at work, no issues, enemies or anything?
Okay. Other than the only people that I could even think of would be that group. But,
The family?
Yeah.
Your ex-wives?
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of weird. All right, let me grab my camera and get some pictures. All right, so you were coming here. Did it look like a long rifle? Did it look like a rifle type?
Yeah, it looked like a rifle or something. Like there was a muzzle. There was like some kind of a muzzle thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just lifted up the back gate and shot.
Okay. So they were shooting this way.
Yeah, okay, so that was different. And then there's another one too. Body cam footage. Oh, here, Lori Vallow's niece is, oh, no. Okay, so it's the same. So this is more. There's like 3 parts they've been releasing of this. So how long is this one? Is this the same or different? Hold on, because I'm going straight down his Let me know if this is not different or if this is something we already, I mean, we saw 2, but this was down a little bit longer. So this might be a little bit different or more in depth. And yeah, you're right. XX20, XX1010. The only reason I can think of Melani P hasn't been arrested yet is because the police have some evidence that if mentioned with relation to Mel would heads up Chad and Lori's lawyers. Could be. That makes sense. The first part is frustrating to listen to. It's lunch lady cop talking to Brandon like he's 14 and someone threw macaroni at him. Oh, God. Okay. Same exact woman, police officer from... that's what I thought. Yes, see? It sounds just like her and the way she talks. So where the heck is she? I can't wait. She has to come on this. She needs to be showing up to court a few times, I would think, over the next couple years when witnesses are called. Chad's disgusting lion fire poem to Lori was so sad. You can tell Chad was mourning his beloved wife. Well, play the violin, right? Does it seem like the document dumps have been done right before new charges come? It seems like it to me. Yeah, I think you're right. It really does seem like it. Yes, this is that LDS police officer. This is the same one that was in front of the hotel at the Residence Inn or wherever Lori was hiding out with Charles thing that day. Yep, I recognized her voice. Loin fire. Mm-hmm. Yeah, otherwise she should have been charged a long time ago. I would think, yeah. We can watch this one. Let's watch this one.
Hi there. So what's going on?
Someone shot my window out.
Okay, give me a little bit more than that.
Yeah, so I was just pulling in.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed a green Jeep Wrangler.
Okay.
It's like a pukey green
Okay.
color. Had a Texas plate.
Mm-hmm.
I just moved in like a week ago, so I
Okay.
thought maybe it was just my neighbor.
Okay.
So as I was kind of pulling in, they lifted their like back window.
Okay.
I saw a muzzle. They shot.
Are we talking a real gun,
I don't-
a BB gun?
It's got to be like a BB gun or an airsoft.
Okay,
It was
so
loud.
they shot. Then what happened?
It hit my window, and instead of turning in, it scared me really bad.
Okay.
I thought, I'm getting shot at, so I drove straight. So
Okay.
I drove straight really fast.
Okay.
Pulled around the corner, got my phone out, called 911, sat there, drove a little further up. I watched them come around the corner.
What do you mean coming around the corner? Come around corner where?
So I drove up there. I drove
Okay.
this street.
Gotcha.
made a right, went a little further.
Okay.
Parked by, there's a park right there.
So he went northbound on that street.
Turned right, and I watched him turn right down here, and I knew there was only one way out of this neighborhood.
Okay.
It was on Pecos and Wrecker, so I told that to the dispatcher.
Okay, so he was on Wrecker. He went, but you don't know if he went onto Pecos. You just know Wrecker Road.
He didn't get on Wrecker. He stayed on this, and he came out on. He had to have gone out on Pecos because that's the only way.
Oh, he stayed in the neighborhood. He did not go out to Wrecker. I got you covered. Okay.
And I was nervous, so I was kind of waiting because I didn't want him to follow me.
So we don't know where, if he went on Pecos, left, right.
I don't. I didn't follow him anymore. I was a little uncomfortable.
Okay. 11 Paul 22, just for information on units, left the neighborhood south toward Pecos and unknown from that location. Okay.
So it was really loud, so that's why I didn't think it was a BB gun, but it could have been maybe.
And you know, Tammy Daybell's post on her neighborhood post when she got shot at, she said paintball gun. She said there was somebody with a paintball gun shooting at me. So obviously it must have been Alex's silencer for both of them.
Well, let's look. So you were just pulling into the driveway. They were sitting here.
Yeah, so I was.
So were they facing then west? Because if they opened the back.
Yeah, he opened the back, and there had been 2 people, I think.
Okay.
They were parked right here.
Right, facing that way.
Facing towards this van.
Gotcha.
And so my window was like perfectly aligned because I was kind of starting to pull in.
Okay, so you didn't totally pull in yet. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
You can see my window. It's shattered, but it didn't go through, which means it couldn't have been a real bullet. I didn't think about that.
Whoa, hello. Is that
Sorry, my
who's?
car automatically-
Okay, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, oh wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Is this going to shut on me if I get close?
No, because I'll
Okay.
put the key inside.
Well, I don't think that's a BB gun.
One friend calling us, Ninja 459. It's been holding for over 2 hours.
All right.
District 6.
All right. So it looks like they shot up anything if he's there. All right. So you just moved in. Okay. You just moved. Okay. So was this a vacant home at the time?
Previously, yeah. It's
Okay.
a rental.
All right. So you're the owner though, right now? Or you
I'm
still
the lease.
you're
I'm just
okay? So you're just renting it. Did the
One second,
owners
Holly.
of the house? Can I open?
Yeah.
Is this how do you open this door? Go ahead.
Right.
Ah, look at you.
Sorry.
That's pretty.
Okay, so we saw this part, but this obviously is longer than what we saw before because that was only like a little clip of this. Do you want me to keep going? If you want me to keep going, put like a 1. Chat me a 1. Because I think it sounds like there's probably more that the little 2-minute clip didn't have. Okay, I'll keep going. Okay, let me be quiet myself.
Pretty sweet.
One friend call Officer Taylor.
Anyway, did the owners of the house say anything to you who was renting the house before you or anything?
No.
All right. Do you have any enemies? Anybody that
I
you?
just went through a divorce. There was some crazy stuff that happened with her aunt killed her husband, but I would hope that has nothing to do with this.
Okay. Did you live here in the valley before?
I've
Where'd
lived
you
here
move
for,
from?
10 years.
I'm sorry?
I've lived here for 10 years.
Okay, so you moved, where'd you move from? Here in Gilbert
I just
or?
sold a house over on Quinn, just right by that.
Okay, okay. And no issues at work, no issues, enemies or anything? Okay.
Other than the only people that I could even think of would be that group. But,
The family,
yeah.
your ex-wife's?
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of weird. All right, let me grab my camera and get some pictures. All right, so you were coming here. Did it look like a long rifle? Did it look like a rifle type?
Yeah, it looked like a rifle or something. Like there was a muzzle. There was like some kind of a muzzle thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just lifted up the back gate and shot.
Okay. So they were shooting this way. Okay. All right.
Go ahead and 1022. 11 calls for 3. You're much closer. I'll go ahead and have you.
Hey, head over this way to the house. I want to show you something. Yeah, I think it might be adults. But yeah, I think this might be a real gun too. Not sure. I just want to show you real quick. Right here, right in the street here on Phelps. He was heading westbound, just about to drive into his driveway. And the green Jeep was parked right here on the side, right next to his house, just west of the house, facing west. and whoever was in the back opened up the back of the Jeep Wrangler, the little door in the back, whatever you want to call it, the flip thing, and shot one. So the guy didn't make it into his driveway. It shot and it actually hit the driver's window, blew out the window. And so the guy got scared and kept driving westbound. And then as he's round the corner, that's when the Jeep Wrangler took off, kind of circled in the neighborhood, and then headed toward Pecos, don't know where. So I'm going to take some pictures. Okay, bye. Where was the window? Where did that land? Because I'm assuming you picked that up.
It actually stayed on my door.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I drove around.
So when you got out of your car right now is where it lays.
Because you saw it just opens automatically. As soon as
Yeah.
it opened, the window fell off, and so
That's just weird how that opens. That would freak me out.
yeah.
All righty. All right. So whereabouts? What were you say? Were you about right here?
Right here.
Okay.
I saw the tailgate lift up.
Yeah.
Pointed the gun at me. Shot.
Okay. So it would have went.
I heard a loud boom.
Yeah.
My window shattered, and then I just.
Right. I'm trying to figure out the trajectory. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. There's nothing.
It's stuck in there.
You think so?
Absolutely.
That's what I was wondering, but I don't see. It's got to be
wouldn't
back
touch
in
it.
here.
Yeah.
I'm not touching. Anyway.
Who's pissed off at you?
Itchy skin, headaches, bad breath. These are warning signs that your liver is in danger. Do you struggle with belly fat and nothing works to get it or keep it off? Then I've got news for you, because no matter how many times you've heard you need to eat less and exercise more, diet and exercise will not work if you have this problem. This problem.
They claim self-defense. He died at their house. It was in Chandler. They think I'm involved in it.
Contact at 103 Charles Lobby.
All right. So he's right about here. Okay. You guys want to go just right over here for just a sec? Let me get some pictures real quick.
Where were you on the car?
You all be playing 3 in it. I'll just back up.
All right. Now, the green you're talking about, are we talking that type of green?
Like a hunter green?
Like a pukey green.
Okay, that's kind of more of a pukey green. Are we talking a chartreuse? I know it sounds like got a gazillion colors, green.
Let me just try and find it on my desk.
Look at your nest.
Oh, fantastic. Do you have is that your car registered to you? The driver or your registration? Okay, I'll just get all your information off of that real fast.
There you go. Camel green.
Oh, camel green. Okay.
You're good, dude.
Are
they sending a detective up? This definitely.
I don't know.
Detective should
Is
come
I'm
out.
assuming.
We're still
Well,
recording.
oh, I am too. Scott's
I'm
coming
gonna
out.
Walk up. Is he?
I don't know.
I didn't. You need to call him.
Well, I
Did you
thought he
call
was coming. Well, you just said about Scott coming out.
No, I said I would call him.
Oh,
You
well,
want
of
me to call
course.
him?
I thought he was coming out.
I'll
Let's
call
just
him right now.
get him on the radio and say, "Come on out." There goes a gray. Now, is it a? I gotta find out 2-door, 4-door. But anyway, get him out here. I thought he was already on the way.
I'm gonna walk up and down these streets.
Yeah, see if we have any more
I'm gonna see
cameras.
Yep, I'm gonna walk up this one and then back down.
Cool, thanks. Are you Brandon? All right, cool. So what would you say, how many minutes before you called us did this happen?
I just called right as soon as it happened.
Okay, fantastic. Now, were you able to, because you're coming in, they're facing that way, so you're not going to be able to see. When they passed you, when you were parked, would you able to see any description of these people? Is it a guy, a girl, anything? Okay.
I was trying to make sure I had enough distance in case they shot at me.
Okay. And you said you saw, when you saw, you could see the barrel. You think it was a long rifle, not a handgun?
Yeah, and it had like some kind of like a silencer or something on it.
Okay.
That's why it's like maybe it wasn't a gun but it was so loud.
Okay.
Can I sit down?
Sure. Do you have I was gonna say, do you have a chair or something that we can get you?
I have some chairs. I just want to sit down.
Okay, sure, no problem at all.
It's kind of hit me,
Is there anybody else here? Are you the only person that lives here? Is there anybody here that?
My kids live here with me.
Okay, no other adults. Okay, is there somebody we can call to come here to be with you?
Yeah, in a minute.
Okay, you go ahead and you take your time, whatever you need. Okay, can I get you a bottle of water?
I got one over there. I'm fine. I just want to sit down.
Sure, no problem at all.
Here with you, buddy?
No.
Nobody else is here at the house. What do you do for a living?
I own a couple businesses.
Okay.
I know I have a lot of questions. I apologize. Is it a 2-door or a 4-door Jeep Wrangler?
Looks like a 2-door.
Sorry, I had technical difficulties with my camera. It stopped working, so I had to switch it, and then it wouldn't let me on. My regular webcam was being, I don't know. Technical difficulties. I need a producer.
Sure.
10-4, link 10-4.
Can I get a third one too? I want to do a camera.
10-4, break 11, or correction, link 4.
Okay.
11:41.
Okay. When you went, huh? Yeah, you're gonna do a canvas, yeah, and do a line search. As you went down and you got out, you turned
Disregard. Just
north
17.
on that street. Okay, how far did you go down before you parked and just
Just, where there's a pool over here.
there? Okay, I'm not real far. It's been a while.
I owned a house on the other side of the street, so I know the
Okay.
neighborhood really well. So I just pulled on the other side of the pool.
Pull the other side of the pool. Okay,
It's right there.
all right. And
As
then
soon as
they
I saw
passed
them-
you
yeah,
by.
as soon as I
They
saw them drive by. I thought, well, I'm going to go down this way and make sure they don't come back out and go out this way.
Right.
Since I had 911 and I told them. And as
Okay.
as I saw them go down that way, that's when I pulled
Okay.
back in.
Okay.
And then it kind of hit me what happened. And not until you showed me that I realized.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get some maps and stuff like that. I'm going to be making some notes, so just hang tight, okay? The GMC? Okay, got it.
What was that? Lindsay and Warner? Sure, go ahead. 11:41.
I'm going to shut off for now.
I don't know, my camera stopped working, my decent camera. I don't know what happened, but it's okay because it's already 1:30. Oh my God, it's already 1:30. I have to do stuff to get ready for Thanksgiving. But yeah, we need definitely every day when more of this stuff keeps getting dumped and dumped and dumped. I'm like, I can't catch up. So that was a lot. I mean, and there's still so much more. I mean, Justin has been for days now just dumped. There's from the 16th, the 15th. So I need to go through it better, but good night, Kristen. Thank you again for your donation. Very much appreciated. Very, very, very much appreciated. What's going on? There we go. Have a good night, and we will. I'm wrapping up right now. Anyways, we're already like almost. Or so pretty long. So anything else you want to weigh? I have. I don't honestly, I don't understand. I mean, that is so blatantly obvious. Once they knew that it was the Jeep register to that, they knew about the storage video up in Rexburg with the wheel and everything. I'm flabbergasted that people can walk around when there's murders and attempted shootings, and I'm just flabbergasted that they can't process this faster or bring charges faster on something. Because I just feel like they've had so much evidence, like clear evidence, not just hearsay and crap. Was this the shooting of Charles Vallow? I just have to with this and the shooting of Charles Vallow, I just have to wonder if these police officers are so jaded that a shooting's no big deal. I wouldn't think so in Mesa and Chandler, Arizona. I mean, it's just regular suburbia, Gilbert, Chandler. Most of my flight attendant friends, when I used to live in Phoenix when I was a flight attendant back in the 80s, and most of my I'm clearly having technical difficulties. My computer's acting up. My Wi-Fi's acting up, actually. Weird. All right, so I'm going to go. Thank you, guys. I will see you soon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for donating. Please like, please share, please, especially Joshua Bohannon's story. I think there's not enough coverage on that, and I think more people need to be aware of his case. It's really heartbreaking. I just feel so bad for his family. And Jessica's wife is just a piece of work, and something needs to go down with that whole thing as well. All right, take care. Have a great weekend, you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. If I don't see you before, enjoy Thanksgiving. Stay blessed, stay well, and I will talk to you guys soon. And those members, if you're in Discord, I'll see you there. Okay? All right. Bye, everyone.